about now, it is officially telling me we are live, ready, and set to begin. Ladies and gents, for another exciting edition of the PokePod World Podcast. Once again, my name is KG Prestige. I welcome you all to another new session of the week, number 129. Jesus, 129. That's a lot.
That's a lot.
That is how many hours? Like, if every session was roughly 2 hours, how much time would that be?
Let's see right now.
Let's see, 129 times 2. Roughly 2, right?
258 hours. That's a lot of hours.
Okay, let's make it longer. How much is that in minutes?
Oh gosh, let's see.
Where's my calculator? Hi to everybody in the chat. How y'all doing? And yeah, the ones you guys heard just now is none other than Emmy. How you doing, Emmy?
Hello, guys. I'm good. How are you? And how's everyone in the chat?
Oh, I'm doing fine. Although I will admit it's been a bit chilly over here lately, given the cold weather. I don't know how it's like over there for you, but over here it is really, really cold. We finally got our first big snow experience. And it sucked because it was during the time I had no chance to go outside and experience the snow.
Oh no! I know, I feel that too. Yeah, it's been really cold here too. And like we had like a snowstorm a couple weeks ago, and apparently we're supposed to get more snow on Wednesday. So yay.
Wait, we're getting more?
I'm a snowman. Apparently.
Oh no. We haven't recovered from this one. And you're telling me there's a part 2 now? Oh boy. But yeah, chat.
Getting frozen too. Ha.
There we go. No, I'm just saying hi to the chat. Oh man. Hold on. Let me also tweet out that we are live now on Twitch. Let's go and have some fun for tonight. Tonight is gonna be a fun-filled night because we got a lot to talk about, and I mean a lot has happened this week, from acquisitions to anime to Pokemon and more Pokemon in the anime side of things. It is absolutely glorious of just content to go and discuss, and that's why I want to be here with you all tonight to talk about these sort of things and see what we can address and see what we can also share our inputs in regards to stuff. And also, I think I see somebody else joining us tonight as well. What are you doing there, buddy?
This shit's gonna get stupid, bro. This is gonna be stupid. This pod's gonna be the best ever.
Oh, buddy, I get a feeling that something's gonna happen in the second hour.
Yeah.
But we'll get to that when we get to that. For now, as you guys already know, what do we like doing during the first hour of our sessions? Of course, none other than the bullshit hour, where we tend to talk about a lot of things that have happened within the past week. So, with that being said, first of all, hi Tyrone. How you doing, buddy?
What up?
And secondly, once again, everybody, let's go have some fun for tonight. So, with me, actually, I put my phone away. That was probably one of the worst moves to have made at this current time because I had some things to discuss and it was all in my phone. So now I got to try to remember off the top of my head. Okay, but I guess we should go talk about, let's see, what we got for topics for today. We got Pokemon news, we got the horny of the week, we got anime talks, what else? Acquisitions to talk about too. Which one do you think we should go and talk about for today?
Positions and accusations.
What did you get yourself into this time? Wait, horny of the week? Of course, we always have a horny of the week, don't you know? And that is. Wait, do you guys know what it is?
Who's horny?
I don't. I have no fucking clue.
Well, it's not. Well, it's not.
I'm just happy to be here.
Listen, it is not a single person that's being horny for the week. It is a multitude of people.
Hornium, if you will.
Yeah, and let's go to specifically the fighting game community scene. Going horny.
Oh no!
Yeah,
the big nuts.
We'll talk about it. So, how many of you guys are familiar with a particular franchise called Guilty Gear?
Uh-oh.
Because if you are not very
Arc Systems,
familiar,
what did you do?
well, it's not what. Well, it's a character that they've always had with them the whole time. It's just something we never really talked about because, well, we never got the trailer until I believe last week. After the session, they came out an official trailer for one of the new characters that are going to be in the upcoming Guilty Gear Strive, which I believe already released at January 28th, if I recall correctly. And I mean, I'll be able to share it with all of you here in the call as well. And you guys will be able to know who I am talking about. So let me go and share the screen real quick for y'all here in the call. And to those who are going to be watching it here with us as well, you are more than welcome to watch our screen too.
I hope this doesn't turn into like a mind fuck. Like,
oh no! It's not that bad.
Inappropriately.
I think it's not as bad as I want to say.
All right,
Maybe.
go ahead, go.
Hold on, I'm setting things up on the stream too. That's the thing.
Is this gonna be
That
stupid?
Blaziken.
No, it's
Is
not
this
gonna be
stupid?
It's gonna be good. It's gonna be great.
All right. I'm putting my faith in you.
Okay. So
Wait,
everybody, let's
Tyra's
go and
so
take a
happy.
look at this real quick and let's go have some fun with this one. All right, everybody. So this is the official trailer that came out a while ago, and we're gonna go and talk a little bit about it real quick. So it is by Arc System Works. They had dropped a brand new trailer for one of the new characters in the game. Many people might immediately recognize who she is.
Okay.
Just
Pretty
from
normal.
her hairstyle alone and from her personal presence that she has.
Okay. All right.
And that is none other than everyone's favorite Biken from Guilty Gear Strive, whose character art you will see right about now, which is absolutely insane. Yeah, so, well, actually, you think
Release
that's
the
crazy. Wait till you
cantaloupes.
see the gameplay itself.
Also, we get big boob and big butt. Sweet.
Boo boo. The boo boo.
And let's just say she is an incredible fighter in this game.
Boobs.
So we're gonna see the boobs of the
The
physics
boo
here.
boobs.
Wait, is Maximum the Hormone doing the fucking music for this? Because this sounds like...
Well, it's Guilty Gear music. What do you expect? Guilty Gear is known for their wacky antics with their music scene. And especially the character designs, as you can tell right now. Great fighting game, by the way. Absolutely great fighting game. Really great cast of characters, too.
She had the same, like, ignoring the boobs, which is hard to do. She sort of gives off like a how do I put this? Almost
she's like Kei-san's
also like a monkey,
illegitimate cousin.
like a Monkey King Enma situation.
Really? Now, is that how you perceive it?
Yeah, like a Monkey King Enma situation.
I like the character designs though. It looks really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, people love her because she's actually had a presence in many guild. In fact, I think she was in the very first one, originally as a secret boss character, before becoming a playable character in future titles. And if you look at Biken's original design from back in the day to the current one right now, let's just say there was a lot of growth development between the first design and the current design we got rocking right now. So, yeah. Overall, Biken, one of the newest characters that has been announced for DLC in the Season Pass 1 for the game, including a total of 4 additional other characters that you saw during the preview at the end, plus one that we still do not know about, some brand new stages, additional color pack, story stuff, as well as the game itself, of course. Yeah, Guilty Gear. I'm looking forward to actually giving this game a shot. I believe currently it's still on sale on Steam. So I might try to see if I can get my hands on that before the Steam sale ends.
I'm waiting for my ultimate suplex hold, so I'm not buying any more fighting games until then.
Oh, I think I know which one you're referring to. Is it by any chance the 6th title in a particular franchise?
Yes.
Okay, because I'm also waiting for that too. But we'll get to that in a future discussion when we actually get an official trailer for it. Because I don't think we ever got a look into that game just yet. I think only 1 through 5 so far are the only titles that have dropped. But 6 has no info, any drops whatsoever that we can talk about.
Well, the thing is, though, you still have to remember that the game, the fighting game, is supposed to come out at the end of the next month.
Yeah. There's a lot coming out these next couple of months, man. It's my wallet's hurting.
Yeah, you bet.
Get ready, boy.
All right. So now that we got that discussion out of the way with biking, let's go talk about the next two major things that had happened within the gaming scene this past week. And boy, are they huge news. Huge. Big boy news. So let's go and talk about that real quick. Beginning things off with nothing else than with Microsoft. And one of the biggest acquisitions that they've probably made in the entire gaming scene as a whole, and that is their acquisition of Activision, home of games such as Call of Duty, the Crash Bandicoot franchise, Spyro, amongst other titles under Activision's control, who will now, by 2023, from what I'm told, will fully become part of the Microsoft family, which is, to me, absolutely insane. But what is more mind-blowing to me personally is the actual cost that it went into purchasing Activision Blizzard as well. About $68.7 billion total to get their hands on this company.
that.
Yeah, sure. Nearly
Well,
70.
you could bail out Greece with that money.
Yeah,
The whole of Greece, sure. Let me.
I could, yeah, just give me a couple of months to just save up, invest in crypto. Yeah, I'll have it.
Oh yeah, and then we have the NFT plus loot boxes bullshit. You know, it's
But-
like, oh yeah,
but
two
it's
wrongs don't make a right.
It's protected by the blockchain.
Yeah,
why does that sound familiar?
How about we go to Scotland and help that guy find his fucking computer that he threw out in the garbage like 10 years ago where he has $13 million.
We don't need to. It's protected by the blockchain.
Supposedly. But yeah. So allow me to go and read a little bit about what's happening here in regards to the Activision Blizzard crossover, because as I stated before, now they have their rights to games such as Overwatch, Diablo, Call of Duty, World of Warcraft, Candy Crush, and StarCraft, to name a few titles. Because alongside buying Activision Blizzard, they also seem to go and obtain King as well. King being the ones that work on the title, I believe, of Candy Crush. Gaming is the most dynamic and exciting category in entertainment across all platforms today, and will play a key role in the development of metaverse platforms, said Nadella, chairman and CEO of Microsoft. We're investing deeply in world-class combat community and the cloud to usher in a new era of gaming that puts players and creators first and makes gaming safe, inclusive, and accessible to all. Players everywhere love Activision Blizzard games, and we believe the creative teams have their best work in front of them.
You know what that means? We're gonna get a fucking Candy Cane gun in Call of Duty as a fucking DLC.
And that would not be a bad thing in my book. So together we will build a future where people can play the games they want virtually anywhere they want, said Phil Spencer, CEO of Microsoft Gaming. So they've talked more about it in depth with Activision Blizzard. Nearly 95% of all players globally enjoying games on mobile. I can agree to that. And also about the acquisition also bolsters Microsoft's Game Pass portfolio with plans to launch Activision Blizzard games into Game Pass, which has reached a new milestone of over 25 million subscribers. With Activision Blizzard's nearly 400 million monthly active players in 190 countries and $3 billion franchises. This acquisition will make Game Pass one of the most compelling and diverse lineup of gaming content in the industry. Upon close, Microsoft will have 30 internal game development studios along with additional publishing and esports productions capabilities. So
good going, because you just shut down fucking Mixer. You could have used that, right? Remember Mixer? No, I don't either.
No, I don't. I'm about to say I don't remember at all, buddy. But yeah, here's another crazy news. You thought that was the big thing as well? No, there was something else that happened earlier today, actually. In fact, one thing that came out of nowhere was that Sony has also decided to play in the acquisition games as well, being that Sony has also acquired Bungie the developers behind one of the biggest games out there, Destiny, as well as the sequel Destiny 2, and is planning to acquire Bungie for a total of $3.6 billion, which
You know what I
is...
found funny about this one? I saw a picture and it showed like Master Chief with Crash and Spyro. And he goes, "We're gonna have so much fun together." And then it's like a couple of seconds later, and he goes, and Master Chief looks at him and goes, "Bye," and like goes straight to Sony. Funny as fuck.
Oh, I will admit though, there is one thing I loved seeing the most. I'll probably show it on stream right now, but my favorite thing so far is just the community's response to it. Where it's like video games this month, and all you see in the background is nothing but Godzilla with the Xbox logo over here, Donkey Kong with the PlayStation, and good old Nintendo down here just Kirby with fishing.
Kirby just chilling over here.
Yeah, listen, man, fishing is life, bro. It just is. It's crazy.
Playing Animal Crossing.
Yeah, just having some fun playing Animal Crossing on his Nintendo Switch. But yes.
I think the companies have cared so much about owning other assets and IPs that they completely forgot. Oh yeah, that's right. We got to make the games fun. Completely forgot about that.
Right.
But that's always been Sony and Microsoft's biggest problems, is that they care about like the marketing aspects of gaming, which is nice. I mean, you obviously have to in order to sell your games. That's important. But we ran into this problem a long time ago during one of the E3s, where they cared so much about all the features their PlayStation and Xbox could do versus the fact that they had supposed to have fun games. Meanwhile, Nintendo's like, you can play with Kirby in 3D, and everybody's like, yeah, fuck yeah!
And nobody questioned them whatsoever. Well, who's going to win? A $68.7 billion acquisition or one pink puff boy
just said,
fishing?
what are Nintendo going to buy? Your entertainment, because that's literally what they can afford.
I mean, that's what the NES was stand for, right? The
There's a
Nintendo
reason
Entertainment System.
There's the reason Breath of the Wild was Game of the Year.
Oh,
Well, think about it this way. Nintendo saved our asses in the video game crash of '83, so we have them to help. We have them to thank.
You also got to thank them for also helping us during the start of the pandemic with their biggest title of all time, Animal Crossing.
Pokemon Sword and Shield.
You wish.
You wish.
So hard to get at the time too. It was sold out everywhere.
Everybody wants the system.
Yes.
We're having this conversation.
Go ahead.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, go.
What's it called? We were having this conversation in the JFR Discord about like Animal Crossing, and I was thinking to myself, I'm like, is there a physical copy of Animal Crossing? Because that sounds so cursed. Because it came out during like the beginning of the pandemic, so everything was like pretty much closed. So it's like I feel like most people bought it digitally. So I'm like thinking about a physical copy of Animal Crossing, and I'm like, that sounds cursed.
I mean, it had to exist because you had you had the Doom guy in fucking Animal Crossing.
Yeah, okay, I see it. Yeah, I see it. I see the case. It's there.
It's so funny because there was remember, these things get manufactured way before they released. It's not like the week prior, you know. So these were probably already manufactured way ahead of time, but because the pandemic literally started at the pinpoint when these titles could have dropped, either A, people bought it through Amazon or any other platform and decided to have them shipped instead of picking it up in person, or B, people decided to just go digital and purchase it through that format. And I will admit, I have like 2 copies of Animal Crossing New Horizons, and they're all digital. So, I haven't found one.
I do have the physical copy.
Oh, well, there you go. That's already out here breaking the goddamn curse.
Yeah, I had it. Yeah, I was like, I was able to get it. I think I pre-ordered mine a while back though, before the pandemic hit.
You know that joke? You know that joke from Spider-Man 1 where Peter Parker goes, I had to beat an old woman to get these yams. I kind of want that. I want Nessa to go, I had to beat an old woman to get this copy of Animal Crossing.
For my Nintendo Switch.
While getting her ass handed to you by Motham.
Not the cane. You smack her with the cane, basically.
Now, what is really rare, though, if we're talking about Animal Crossing, is that Animal Crossing for Nintendo Switch console. The blue with the cute little Horizon logo and everything. Now that's kind of rare to find these days, of course, because they were meant to be limited to begin with. But still, it is something to kind of also try to get your hands on
And
if you are a
Eddie
big
Petty
Animal Crossing
saying,
fan.
"Ew, a physical copy holder. How's that memory, boy?"
Specifically with the Kingdom Hearts for Nintendo Switch.
how's,
Oh,
that, how's that memory capacity?
2 gigabytes, what?
What? And, like, to be fair, the Switch starting off gives you very shitty memory. You basically have to go out of your way to buy an SD card to ensure that you have better memory. Because if you use what the Switch gives you, you're done. You're done. You can get like 7 games total, and one of them cannot be Breath of the Wild.
One of them cannot.
I think basically like just maybe one game barely, or maybe 2, depending the
Barely though, barely.
I had to buy a bigger SD card because my shit filled up almost immediately.
Damn.
Yeah.
And I'm more of a physical copy holder of Switch games than a digital one. If it's a game I really like or want to have the collection of, like all Pokemon games get physical copies in my house. So.
Same.
I will admit, ever since Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl, I've just gone digital with the Pokemon games now. Legends Arceus, digital.
Legend?
Yeah, I haven't bought them physical. I mean, I could
Don't
still
you
buy
want to
them.
take some obscure picture on Twitter years from now where you hold all your physical games up and put them on your bed?
Nah, well, see,
everyone
to be
else
fair,
is
the
like
only
that.
one that I didn't do that though was with Legends Arceus because I bought the double pack for that one. So don't worry. And
I
also,
gotta
in
have
case
my
you're wondering
physical
about the double
copies.
pack, I'm also referring to the double pack of digital and physical, not the actual legitimate double pack Arceus. That doesn't exist. Although that
I was
shit would
about
be
to say.
hilarious. if
I
Pokemon
gotta
did
have
that.
my physical copies. There's only one Sonic game I don't have a physical copy of, and it's Sonic Forces, because I don't give enough of a fuck about Sonic Forces to get it.
Sonic horses.
Indeed, buddy.
That is the only game I have digital, like Sonic wise.
For now, we'll see if Frontiers will be in that list.
Oh no, I'm not. I'm getting a physical Frontier copy. The fuck?
What, you assume it's gonna be good?
Well, we got to see those trailers.
Exactly.
We got to see that gameplay trailer real fast.
What are you talking about? We got a gameplay trailer in the first
No,
trailer.
we got to see how Sonic moves. I want to see him. I want to see what happens when an opponent shows up. If he uses the homing attack and clips through the floor, then I'm done.
Okay, gee, I'm
Sonic in
shocked.
the
I thought
wild.
you were on the physical. Here's the thing. Yes, I still am. But I'm going to go digital until I get my physical copy sometime later down the road.
Yeah, there's some games I still have that are digital, but usually to be a digital game, you have to either A, have to be out of convenience, or B, it has to be a game I don't particularly care about. The only reason I have Breath of the Wild, ironically enough, in digital was because when I got my Switch, I didn't have any games for it, because when I went to the store, they didn't have any good games for the Switch when I bought the Switch. And I was like, I really want Breath of the Wild, but they were sold out, so I was like, fuck it. And then I wound up just downloading it.
KG, you're wasting money though. No, I'm not. Because since I got a physical copy, I don't have to open that sucker up. That thing's going to stay sealed, boy. I have a bunch of sealed games in my closet from Switch because I have them digitally. Those
If you
things are
had
going to
some
make me a
GameStop.
profit some point in the distant future, buddy. I'm thinking
This man,
I'm
he
thinking
cracked
10 years
open-
ahead.
he cracked open the digital seal of plastic off of his games.
Oh shit, it's a paperweight like the PS5. Indeed, buddy. See? I'm thinking big brain with this shit.
Mom, do you have some digital scissors?
Oh my gosh.
Because he's got to cut
yeah.
like the little plastic phlegm off of him.
You know, actually, speaking about this, I have to talk about this whole thing. I don't know if you guys heard, because I know we don't really talk about the digital shit, but it made me laugh my ass off.
Well,
when
to
learned
be fair, to be fair, if we're talking about digital collections, I think the only digital collection that is acceptable is the Steam collection. And good old games.
Good old games, indeed. I was going to say, to explain with digital, how many of you guys remember that joke that Flankton did that one time about eating virtual, what was it?
Graphic meatloaf.
Yeah,
My
indeed.
friend.
Oh yeah.
So, how would I tell you guys if that is actually looking to be a reality some point in the future?
With
I would
NFTs,
grab-
yeah.
With NFTs, exactly.
Oh my god!
I'm not
Put it
kidding.
on the blockchain.
And also, who was the one that said that there? Dean, is that you?
No, I'm not here.
Oh,
shit.
Dean's not
Okay.
here.
I'm just stopping by for a little bit. I got some stuff to do in a minute.
This
so
is a
I'm saying hi.
pre-recorded message that is weirdly timed.
Yeah, exactly. I had the
Well,
play
hey, at
button
least
on
it's not,
full.
at least it's not DJ words where he's like in a freaking like a parking garage and it sounds like God because the
You
fucking
mean Tyrone
echo.
back in 2013, 14?
No,
Oh, the
no,
Poke-
no. That is 1970s Wendy's drive-through, not
Yeah.
a fucking God, not a God, not God echo.
God, I missed that microphone.
Was
so.
Evie like that too, wasn't he? At one point?
Oh no, he
Or-
was. Evie
Yeah, okay.
was. Tyrone was. I was.
Damn.
Everyone was.
See, I
I
hope you
was,
guys
yeah.
think that I was the only one with the not as good quality
No,
mic back then.
Tyrone, you're the only one that I talk to on a
Also,
regular
I
basis.
think
Yeah,
out of
Wendy's-
everybody,
Wendy's
Tyrone,
is-
you were the one with the
Wendy's
most
is good.
consistent problem with the
Also,
mic.
Wendy's
I
is
listened. Also, hold up. I listened back, and it's not that bad. Jesus
Yeah, it got better over
Christ.
time. I mean,
Like, I
Listen
listened
to
to the
the back
Pokemon
then and then
commentary,
listen to
it's not
because I
that bad.
remember back then you bought two microphones. You bought like the one that's from your headset, if I recall
Yeah, I
correctly.
was mostly going headset for a while, all the way up until like my HyperX. That was the final headset.
Mm-hmm.
Then I went ahead and bought the Blue Yeti.
Yeah, I'm talking about the first one.
The first one I think was Logitech.
Yes,
Yeah.
and I think
Yeah,
that
that's
was the
why.
one with the
Shitty
weird
one.
noise. But to
Oh,
be
yeah, I
fair,
was
we
just
were all
getting
under that
started.
too, though. So that's what I'm saying. We were all. But I was just
You know,
funny
it's
because I
actually,
think
you
you
know
were the
what's
more
actually funny?
consistent.
I had a better headset microphone in 2006 than Tyrone did in 2012, like 13.
how much was that headset, Tyrone? Do you remember?
Fucking
Was it like-
remember?
It's probably like $10.
$20.
Guys, I like. First of all, if we're finished picking on my fucking
I'm
downside,
sorry.
started off this shit.
You
with
sound
nothing
amazing.
more-
You sound heavenly now. I just gotta say.
with nothing more than an Asus laptop
Poor
and a
Tyrone.
goddamn Logitech microphone headset. I started from there and moved all the way up to a custom-built computer with monitor and keyboard and a Blue Yeti fucking mic
Damn.
with a pop filter and a Stream Deck and LED fucking lights in the studio with soundproof foam. So, if anybody ever wants to go, Tyrone sounded like shit. I started from the motherfucking bottom, and now we're here.
I started with a
okay?
webcam microphone. I used the microphone with the webcam, and it was fucking awful. It was the only thing I had, though. So
We all started off
I-
at the bottom.
I guess
I was in
Tyrone
college
now.
when I started off. I didn't have any money. I
Stop poor shaming Tyrone.
Well, actually, I think the funny thing is, I think for the most part, I think from like 09 to 2011, I had the Logitech desk mic that was like $20, and that sounded decent too. But I wasn't doing podcasting at that
The
point.
problem with Logitech is that its life expectancy is like the week of.
the week of first. You want to know what
It's
the worst
true.
part is?
Yeah, because like, I'll tell you a story. I used to buy the Logitech headsets that looked that had like the big silver cans and had the boom microphone. Those things lasted me 6 to 8 months. When I went to separate microphone and when I went to the MDR V6s, my first pair of MDR V6s lasted 9.5 years.
You'll buy a Logitech microphone, and your Logitech will be like, "I know you bought me a week ago. I don't have much time to live." What are you talking about, Logi?
And these pair of these pair of Sony MDR V6s are almost 10 years old.
What are you talking about, Logi? What do you mean you don't have much?
Well, in Japan they call it Logi cool, but it's nothing. But it's not cool at all.
Sound quality just going down.
It gets progressively worse.
It just fades out.
What did you say? I said I love you, Logi.
Tyrone, they say you should be a narrator for some children's book with that quarreling voice.
I mean, it used to be Mickey Mouse, so it's okay.
Oh man! So, anything else that we're missing that's outside of the Pokemon stuff? Because I feel we might be talking about the Pokemons in a minute.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about a lot of Pokemon on the PokePod.
So
Yeah.
you talked about the Sony thing, right? I assume
Yes,
you
we
just
did.
Yeah.
And all I had to
Sony
say is
bought Halo
it's
or
funny
some shit.
because the Sony one is puny compared to the Activision Blizzard in terms of like the amount of money that had
Well,
to be spent.
did you see that their PlayStation said we have more accusations coming?
Yeah, they did mention that they
Yeah.
had actually had plans for future ones, but they
Sony
didn't
They're
bought
like, this is
Game
specify.
absolutely not the
in what.
last one, is what they said. And I was like,
Sony bought Game Freak. Get ready for that next
Oh,
Pokemon
oh,
game
yeah.
on PlayStation.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, except it's not going to include the Kanto mons, apparently.
No.
That's
Sony buys Nintendo. Wait, what?
Sega bought Nintendo? What?
Actually, speaking of which,
Sony
speaking of which, good thing with the Sega. So,
Or sad.
finally, so sad part. No, I mean, it's not really that sad, but it's sad from a name standpoint, but not necessarily an operational standpoint. Sega is exiting the business of arcades or their name on the arcades after 50 years. Gigo actually bought their stake in. Actually, Sega Sammy sold it to Gigo, which is a Japanese entertainment company. Now is back in 2020. So now with that, they're going to start to phase out the Sega logo on all of the Japanese arcades.
That's
So-
crazy.
So Sega really hasn't owned their arcades in about 2 years. It's just that now they're going to take the iconic Sega branding off of the arcades. They're starting with, I think, Ikebukuro, Akihabara, and what is the other one? Shinjuku first, and then they're going to be continuing it on throughout the country.
Sad.
It is very sad, especially considering that Sega Akiba Building number 2 actually closed like last summer, after being many years in business. So there's only 4. And the funny thing is the Akiba 4. Sega Akiba 4 actually closed down for a few months, but then they reopened.
Huh, really?
And then the
now?
one, then that big Ikebukuro one, they actually moved it across the street, but it's more UFO catcher focused. So yeah, and we're gonna get to that later, but for the most part, I mean, you're gonna have Gigo branding on GIGO branding on the Sega arcades rather than the Sega. Which is kind of sad because those Sega letters are most iconic. Hey, at least you could live it through like video games like Akiba's Trip and stuff. So
I guess.
yeah.
All right, so let me just open this up properly. All right, then. So, yeah, it is kind of sad, as you stated before, to see it go, but I think it's also important to pay, like, the legacy of, like, what it has accomplished in the arcade market scene anyway.
Yeah, and I've been
For
yeah
so many years. Decades.
Decades, and yeah, I speak from experience. Those Sega arcades are like it's like dying and going to heaven.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so let's go and now take this opportunity, why don't we, to go and talk about, if there's nothing else anybody here has to bring up in topics for gaming news, because I think we addressed everything. We talked about the acquisitions, we talked about certain titles, we talked about the horny, we talked about the public stuff. Now we also addressed the arcades. I think we managed to get everything that we needed to get across.
All right, pause over. Let's go.
Yeah, all right, everybody. I'll see you guys later. Okay, everybody. Bye.
Bye.
Okay, but let's go and take this opportunity to go and talk about the latest game in the Pokemon franchise. And we are going to be probably here for a little bit, given the fact that Legends Arceus is one of the newest titles. Despite being a generation that's meant to celebrate the past, it seems to do a lot of changes that really is something that we can look forward to seeing in the future. But we'll get into that when we get to that. So let's go and take this opportunity, ladies and gents, to talk about the Pokemon Legends Arceus. So I'm going to pass it on one at a time. We're going to give this opportunity for everybody to go and share their inputs on the game as a whole. And let's begin. I'll pass this on to you first, Emmy. I want to hear your take about the latest title and your experience with the game so far. And before I let you begin, just to let everybody know, once again, Pokemon Legends Arceus is a main title. Just to be sure that everybody knows that, because everybody keeps thinking it's a spin-off title. No, it's an official main title to the Pokemon franchise. It was confirmed in the Japanese promo for this as well. They straight up said it's main title for it. And also, breaking boundaries for the Pokemon franchise by going in this open-esque world slash Monster Hunter vibe, filled to the brim with Pokemon and just an insanity of content that just comes from it. As it stands right now, for a majority of us anyway, we have not completed the game. We've
No.
been taking our time with the game so far, and I think that that's probably the best decision to go for with this game. Take your time, have fun with it, or maybe just explore everything this game has to offer. But at the end of the day, you yourself, the player, can decide how fast or how slow you wish to take your time with this game. Will you go and just bum rush to get to the end of the game, or will you slowly explore every map one at a time? The fate is yours. But once again, Emmy, I will now pass this on to you. I'd love to hear your take on this title, and also just your experience overall and what you think of the game. So you can go right on ahead, buddy.
Well, I mean, I got shocked by a Pikachu yesterday, so that was fun. And I
Did you
still
get
didn't catch it. I know. I'm so sad. I can't catch a Pikachu. I've caught an Eevee, and I can't catch a Pikachu. I'm like, damn, why is this so difficult? Like, I was joking when I said I wanted to do it like Ash did and just get electrocuted and then, like, become friends with it. I really just wanted to catch it from behind and call it a day. But no, it's so difficult. But you know what? I love it. This game, it's so much fun. I think this is the most fun I've had with the Pokemon game in a very, very long time. Like, it really captivates, like, the open world nature of it, but also, like, it's not too open world to the point where, like, you can easily, like, get confused or get lost, I guess you could say, because it still gives you, like, some boundaries of, like, places you can't go, at least for, like, because I'm very early game, like, I haven't made much progress just because I've been exploring so much. And I think that's the joy of this game too, is that you're exploring this world that, especially, like, if you look at the anime too, has been building upon being like, this is the world of Pokemon, which they live everywhere. They live in the grass fields, they live in the water, they live in the mountains, like, everywhere. So it's so nice to be able to experience that and to just run around, and I can just look and be like, oh, look, an Eevee. Oh, look, a Luxio that's trying to kill me. It's so nice.
It's so nice having a nice little giant ass creature come and try to devour my ass. Yes.
Like, today I saw a Wurmple with, like, wet red eyes, and I'm like, all right, let's see what this thing can do. And it, like, it did something. It did something. It tried its best, but, like, it's still a Wurmple, and I just thought it was really cute.
It tried its best, but I guess its best wasn't good enough.
It tried its best.
What's Wurmple doing? It's best, damn it!
It's trying, okay?
It's Pokemon Legends
trying.
Wurmple, damn it. Let it try.
Exactly. It's trying its best. It's trying to defend its territory. Like, they had, like, a whole, like, meeting of, like, okay, who's gonna defend this territory? And then Wurmple came into the interview and was like, yeah, so, Wurmple, like, if you had to describe yourself in one word, and he said, I'm hired, and that's pretty much it. So, he's defending. He's trying his best, but it's okay. But overall, I'm very, very happy with this game. And even, like, the story-wise, too, I enjoy that the cutscenes are not super, like, long. Like, I think, like, I have to compare it to Sun and Moon, because that's where, like, they tried to do, like, story elements, I feel. And for me, it didn't really work out. So I like that there's a balance here. And I also really like that you can take the story at your own pace, and you're not really bothered about it. You can literally go explore anywhere, and then you can do the story when you want to. So I very much enjoy that. And I was kind of worried about this too at the beginning when there was, like, tutorial mode, because I'm like, oh no, like, is this what's gonna happen where I have to, like, follow someone around, like, or follow, I guess, like, Ray's character around, to say, like, to do something or whatever. But no, that's not the case. After tutorial mode, you're literally on your own. So I'm like, so nice. I can explore things on my own. I can learn things for my own. I can die on my own. It's fine. So it's okay. It's just, it's so nice. I think the only complaint I would have for this game so far is there's a little bit of random glitches here and there, but I guess it's a nitpick because I guess they need to do more patches on the game. But other than that, like, the gameplay and just the fun of it, because, like we were talking about earlier, I think, like, companies have forgotten, like, that they make video games to be fun at the end of the day. So I think this game just captivates all of that, and I'm very pleased with it. And also, I love Breath of the Wild, so that like this has like features of Breath of the Wild, and I know it also has features of Monster Hunter 2, which I haven't played, but like I very much enjoy what they're doing, and I hope they continue with this going forward. I hope this is the format they use, and they just take their times with games, because this really shows when they put effort into a game, they can create something really, really good. So yeah, I'm happy with this. I love everything about this so far. Go catch it! I'm watching this game catch it!
I'm surprised
This
he's
is,
not
this, is
caught it.
pre-record, this is pre-recorded.
Yeah.
I was like, Amy, what are you doing? Throw it. You gotta battle it. You can't just catch it. What are you doing?
Yeah.
We're all just cats about the footage now. We're not actually paying attention to anything.
Yeah, of course.
I'm sorry.
No, that's fine.
If he's talking, we're like, no, come on.
No, it's okay. In my head too, I was like, "Oh, catch it, go!" I mean, yeah. So like the graphics are great, like just small things like that. Yeah, that's my thoughts on this game so far. I'm very much enjoying myself.
All right.
Glad to hear. Let's move on to the next person then, why don't we? Tyrone, what about you, buddy? What do you got to say about the game?
Pokemon Legend Arceus. TSS probably said it best when I was on my stream. This is the most fun I've had in a Pokemon game in over 10 years. I mean, well, excluding, I guess, Sword and Shield's online play.
Wait, you can swim? Sorry, I just...
Yeah.
What?
It's a limited amount, though.
Limited. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
It's only in small. Yeah, it's only in small creeks. and
Sorry
stuff.
to
Continue,
interrupt you.
continue.
Go ahead.
No, you're good. So, like, Pokemon Legend Arceus, I have a feeling when most people play Pokemon games before this one happened, this is more or less what they had in mind in terms of what they wanted the world of Pokemon to be like. They wanted this. Holy shit! Sorry, the hair comb.
I know, I saw that too. I'm like, oh my god.
We're gonna do this the whole stream, aren't you?
Sorry. They wanted this like experience to go out into the world and find and fight Pokemon. And this is what it was meant to be. This is always, I think, what people had in mind in terms of the active journey. And Pokemon, and that's not to down Pokemon's earlier games before this one, because they do a good job too of, having you do the battle style that's been, well loved since the gate. I think the thing is, though, is that the older Pokemon games always felt like they had this weird detachment between the journey itself and the interaction you have with the Pokemon in said journey. Case in point, when you go into a Pokemon battle, the game goes and then you're in RPG world. You are in turn-based RPG fight mode. Whereas here, those things are one and the same. You meet a Pokemon, you see it, you can either A, sneakily catch it, or B, it can attack you, or C, you can go back and do the traditional style of battle. And even then, it doesn't feel too detached because it happens in real time. So it feels as though all of these different methods of approaching a Pokemon have finally come together. And I said this before too. I said since, I want to say about XY, I feel like all these elements have been slowly fusing together to make this like combination game. X and Y had the Horde battles. Oras kind of doubled down on the Horde battles too. And I believe they had the sneaking in the grass thing. What was it? What was after that one? Sun and Moon. Sun and Moon had the totem battles, which obviously are fighting the alpha Pokemon kinda. And then you also have Sword and Shield, which had the open world. You finally have combined all these elements together in addition to real-time moves to make it so your Pokemon can actually interact with the world around you. Yeah, you have your ride Pokemon like KG showing off here with Weirdeer, but you still have the ability to attack tiny rocks with your Pokemon to gain items. You have the ability to hit trees. You have the ability to, fly with certain Pokemon, go into water. Like, you're able to finally use this world and combine it with the elements of the Pokemon so that the journey no longer feels like it's you detached from the world, only until it's time to catch or battle a Pokemon. Now you feel like you're a part of this world. You can get hurt. You can black out. You can drown in water. Holy shit. You can find yourself in...
Actually, you can fall off cliffs and die.
Yeah, you can fall off.
Yeah,
Yeah, you can take fall damage in Pokemon. Things that you never would think would be a thing in Pokemon, because for all intents of the word, you were pretty much immortal in the world of Pokemon. Now you're going in and you got a home to rest your head in. You can eat potato mochi at the restaurant. This is what people, I think, had in mind when they wanted to play a Pokemon game. And they finally, after years upon years, Jesus Christ, KG, they finally...
What are you doing?
You can't do that till later.
I can't remember what it was, but I remember there was a point back in when I was playing this game. You'll see like these edges here. You can actually climb this. Even though the game's not programmed to do it, you're actually capable of doing it.
Now, the answer to KG, the answer to that is yes. The thing is, though, you're not there yet.
So to go back on what I believe Emmy said, the only problem I really see here at this point is glitches. And I want to talk just briefly about the story, because I have a problem with the cutscenes, to me personally, but it's not the game's overall fault. Well, yes, it is and isn't. It's weird. The reason I have a problem with the cutscenes, and I personally think they're too long, is because the game is so good. That's the problem. The game is so good, I don't want to sit and watch these cutscenes about how Akari feels her Pikachu hates her, even though it's literally just standing there.
I'm just standing here. You know that.
Literally, I made a tweet about that. I made a tweet about that. I said Akari was like, my Pikachu freaking hates me. And Pikachu goes, what? Bro, I'm literally just standing here. Because Pikachu has this, like, happy face. And he doesn't care. And meanwhile, she's like, my Pikachu hates me. I'm like, your Pikachu's chill as fuck. What are you talking about?
Biga.
Anyway, like, but I feel... I get it. They need to add a narrative to the game. It's a video game. Most video games in this day and age have a narrative, or at least a narrative where they have to show that a story is being told. It's essential for the plot. Here, the game's so good, I don't want to be in the narrative. It's nice.
So you want to just run around the whole time?
It's nice. It's a playground. Yes. It's nice flavor text. And, like, I'll say, like, games like Grand Theft Auto have proven that, yes, even though they have a narrative, mostly people usually just wind up playing in the sandbox that is Grand Theft Auto. And the same can be said here in Pokemon. We've said it ourselves. Most of the time, we're not doing story-related shit. Most of the people who I've seen play this game have been playing the game by diverting away from the plot and going to no man's land so that they can fight this Chansey that's gonna fucking kill KG. So it's very clear that the only reason I have a dislike with the story is because the gameplay. This is one of the few situations where one element of the game is so good that it hurts the other element of the game. And again, that's not to say the story's bad. The story is doing literally what it can. It's just, the thing is, I like the gameplay so much that it's harder for me to appreciate the story, just simply because I want to play. I want to play Pokemon. And like someone's talking to me and it's like, oh, I'm glad you decided to join the server. Go, yeah, shut up. I want to go outside and catch a fucking Rapidash that I'm gonna die to. Yeah. So if I had to say any criticism, I would say it'd be that. Like, and again, that's not even a really negative criticism. It's just one of those things that where one preference knocks out the other preference. But it's a good game.
Got knocked out. Folks will get knocked out.
Yeah, but it's a really good game. I honestly have, like TSS said it the best one on my stream. This is probably the most fun mainline, non-online at this point Pokemon game that I played in 10 years. Yes, I know there's online features like trading Pokemon and shit. I'm saying, like, in terms of the single player aspect, this is the most fun I've had.
All right.
Aaron, would you feel like voice acting would help in terms of the story?
Yes.
I don't think we need it.
No.
Oh.
I don't think we need it. I don't think it really makes that much of a difference. I mean, like, Pokemon does its job pretty well without it. Nintendo games have been known to limit their amount of voice acting anyway, because I guess they don't want to like pin a character to something. Like I even feel it's kind of a risk to have these characters have voices anyway. Because if my character, it makes the implication that every main character sounds the exact same, and that's a level of weirdness I don't want to tackle right now.
Yeah.
You mean all these people sound like this? Hi. Okay.
When I actually heard my character like make that noise,
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my god!
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Oh, trap.
All right.
Yeah, but yeah, that's my opinion.
I'm gonna go next.
Go ahead.
All right. So to expand on that sentiment, I believe that this is like so far. To keep context, I have 5 stars. I'm in the 5th area, and I've been having the time of my life. I would say right now, straight up, this is the best game that Game Freak has made in the last 10 years. And this is their best 3D game, period. Now, let me go and take on the narrative aspect and say this as well. Number 1, weather affects everything, including cutscenes. If it's raining, if it's freaking snowing, your character is wet. You see the hat wet, you see the clothes wet, you see the NPCs wet as well. And on a side mission, I'll tell this right now. I was in a side mission. I was in the middle of a side mission. The side mission took place in a distortion area that was about to be distorted. The cutscene was in the distorted area, and the sky was distorted too.
That's hilarious.
It is fucking great. The whole world. It doesn't matter. Oh, it's going to be distorted in a few minutes. Nope. The cutscene is still taking place. The mission is still taking place in a distorted area. That's the fucking great part of this fucking game. Also, for people, yeah.
I'll just say this for a couple of seconds. You mentioned. Yeah, thank you for popping that in my head because I was gonna say it in my part, but I almost lost track of it because there's so much this game has. One of the things I liked the little side quest with the guy who wants the Wurmple. If you catch like let's say a giant Wurmple or a shiny Wurmple, that Wurmple's with him the whole way through, even in cutscenes.
Yes.
And I love that. And I also love the fact that Pokemon are different sizes. It means they're not just numbers anymore. Catching 2 Pokemon of the same species doesn't necessarily mean they're the same anymore.
You'll have Eevee the size of a fucking Saint Bernard.
Yes.
And I was gonna say there's some missions that say to catch different sized Pokemon. Like I think there's one of I remember one of them was the Buizo. They were saying like
outside of the people I'd say Yeah,
I like that. It makes these Pokemon feel a lot more like Pokemon, like real creatures now. Not all of them are the same size.
So also in terms of like ride Pokemon, I'll just also say this for the people who are far enough in the game. I live in the bag. So also the urgency of your ass getting handed to you by a Pokemon. Like, you see,
shut the fuck up.
you could get destroyed. Yeah, you could get completely destroyed by an Ursaring or a Dusclops or something. You know, and also you could actually face like 4 or 5 Pokemon at the same fucking time and get fucking overwhelmed. And it's like, but the thing is though, when all your Pokemon faint, you don't black out. You can still leave. You can run. Get the fuck out of Dodge.
Oh.
That's another great point about this game. But also the fucking crafting. Like, you have no idea how it is to just be like, oh, I'm out of Pokeballs. Oh wait, I have materials. Let me just make them so I don't have to go back to the fucking store. I don't have to go back to camp. I can make potions. I can make medicines. I can make fucking make shit out of logs or anything like that. But also, I wanted to also make in terms of like the narrative as well. The mission system and the leveling system, the rank system, kind of remind me of the Yokai Watch games. The reason why I say this is there's main missions and then there's side missions, but also the ranking level as well. Because you can't really get far in the game without being in a certain rank, as that Alpha Paris is about to kick his ass. Or maybe not. But still, I mean, and also the fact of the matter is the sound, the audio in this game. You can actually choose how wide or narrow the field of audio is. And you get that certain sense of urgency when you hear the background music playing when there's an ominous Pokemon in the background. It's like, oh fuck, I gotta do something. and then you'll have a Pokemon cry when they appear, and then they will maybe appear shiny, or it's Pikachu. Yeah,
Oh my.
and on top of that, you can also later on you get hordes as well. You get hordes of Pokemon in a specific area.
Oh no, KG pissed them off.
Yeah, but
And it's female.
but I will say this, and also moves in this game, best shit ever. You could just swap the fucking moves whenever you want.
Yes.
That's fucking amazing. And also manual evolution. The fucking thing lights up when it fucking says that you're about ready to evolve, and you can decide to do it or not.
I don't
That's the
believe
bullshit
Game Freak
ever.
made this game.
There's no reason to fucking press B anymore, except
said
you want to
this
run because you have
before.
to die.
I've said this before, and I stress it no matter how many times we go through any RPG game. One of the best elements of an RPG game is always going to be the element of choice. Choosing how to approach this. We've even seen it in this gameplay footage. Yeah. KG's chosen to either A, if he can't catch a Pokemon regularly, he'll fight it. But if not, then he'll sneak behind it and try to catch it that way. Like he's gone through all of you as the trainer have so many options now. And I think that's always what we've wanted is options. Options may not seem like much, but they are very strong in the element of game design.
And speaking of options, the best part, another one of the great parts about this game is that the boss Pokemon that you face in each section, if you die, you have the choice to either restart the battle, continue where you left off with the health gauge reset, and your Pokemon reset as well, or you could just go and leave. I have never seen this many choices in a boss battle in a Pokemon game. Yes, that is 100% true. You can either restart it completely, continue where you left off with the gauge intact, continue where you left off without the gauge intact, so if your Pokemon fainted, your Pokemon still fainted. Or you could leave. That's the fucking amazing part of this game.
Wow.
It gives players even more depth and choice. That is just ridiculous.
KG and I just figured this out recently. Remember when we found out that you can press the back triggers in order to switch targets between a horde battle?
Yeah. ZLZR, yeah.
ZL.
We didn't know that.
I just also figured out, what was it, like a while ago? I think it was in the second stream when I told you, you can actually quick travel, which is so good, damn it.
Well, it's quick travel, and also, while you're in the Pokemon battle, if you press X, you can actually press ZR, and then it will just throw the ball at it. It'll ask you if you want to throw the ball.
You don't have to go through the menu.
Really quickly.
I will admit that's still taking some getting used to because I've been so accustomed to the to the original menus. But the fact that I could just hit the X button, just like now, like I could just do stuff like that, is absolutely insane to me.
Oh yeah, and then also you could throw your Pokemon, and you could just get in your right Pokemon and leave, and it'll just come back to you.
Pokemon can't constantly follow you like in Heart Gold and Soul Silver or whatever. But weirdly, I think this is better. It feels like the way it's laid out, all KG has to do at this point is press L to bring out the Pokemon in order to break something or challenge in a battle. It never feels like they're not that far. It never feels like they're far away from you.
Yes, but the best part, I think, another great part about it is, if you take out your Pokemon in the middle of a field, you can talk to it, right? The cricket tune that the alpha cricket tune that KG gave me, I was actually playing around with the A button. It actually did the diddly diddly whoop in the lower tone and in the higher, and it cut off and it went to the higher tone at the same fucking time. And it was so perfect that I didn't fucking record it. But you could see, and also the facial expressions of your character, because I actually realized this when if you throw your ball and then you capture a Pokemon from afar, and if you immediately turn around, your character closes its eyes and smiles and reacts to that you catched it.
Aww.
Yeah, that you caught it. That is fucking great. Absolutely absolute fucking masterpiece this game is. The attention to detail is just amazing, and also not to mention that it also is the same game where you could just accidentally dump fucking 20 Pokeballs in the fucking water while trying to catch a Mantine or something.
Yeah.
We got more people, so we should
Yes,
probably
let's
give
go
it
ahead. But I would say quickly, best 3D game that Game Freak has ever made, and the best game since fucking Gen 5.
I think we should toss it to Nessa and then toss it to Dean after. Is that
Yeah,
fine?
let's go.
Well, for me, I've only played like 30 minutes because my copy still isn't here.
Okay, so
So I'm playing somebody else's.
We'll toss it to Nessa, and then Polly just showed up. But I know what Polly's here to talk about. So
Okay. I was like,
Oh my
this game is so freaking addicting. No, I was kind of like, I had to basically tell myself like, okay, I had to stop playing it because I have to go back to reality without responsibilities. But anyways, I am having so much fun with this game. I am like really tired today because I haven't been sleeping that well because I've kind of been up super late playing this game, playing the most as I can, knowing like, okay, I'm not going to be able to play this like during a week as much. But I was like, it's like, I don't know, it feels so fresh and like so fresh, so new, and it just like there's so much to do. Like right now, I'm kind of like not following the story as much. I'm just doing the fuck I want. I don't give a damn. So I think that's why I'm having so much fun. Like just today, I found out I guess you could die with your ride Pokemon, which happened to me. I was just
I
like,
swear.
I was like, what the fuck? I wasn't even that high, and then all of a sudden it told me, "Oh, you're dead." I'm like, "What?" I'm like, I wasn't even that high.
Full damage.
That's
Fall
why I
damage
was
be
kinda-
weird sometimes, bro.
Oh yeah, but that was the first time I died legitimately because usually I'll just get like 1 or 2 down because I drowned before. I fell at a certain one altitude and then didn't die, and then of course these damn Pokemon love to attack me.
Oh, I didn't
I
even
like-
know you could do that, KG.
Oh yeah. Just to clarify for those who weren't seeing the screen, my character right now, you can theoretically make a move, or you could just walk off, and then
You
the
just
game
run.
will just completely.
It's great. I never knew that. I never knew that. Continue, Nessa.
What the Gyarados in the air.
And so yeah, I'm just having so much fun with it. Like today though, apparently I found out you could get evolutionary stones from the black cobbler things, that you break down. 'Cause I found myself on one of the grassy areas I found a leaf stone, and then in the black ones I found a thunderstone. So then you can get evolutionary stones from that way, but they're kind of rare. So I was like kind of curious. I was like, well, did I find evolutionary stones? Just because I don't want to. Because there's a place where I think you had to do like the lost and found, get the merit points, and they have it there. But then it's like 1,000 points, and I'm like, I don't even understand how you get those points, the merit ones. But apparently, it's like the one in the few ways.
You get the merit points by finding lost satchels in the environment.
Yeah, that was what I found out today. And so there was a couple things I did find, and then I got some points, but not even close to 1,000.
Right.
And so then, but then the art, the dropway, I'm not sure, to be honest, Eddie Petty, because I saw a couple of tutorial videos because I was just curious myself where to find them, but they were saying though, like I think one of them explained how like, oh, how do you find like the Thunderstone? It was like in the, I think when the I forgot it's like the first area that you explore, but they were saying like the further away from the camp, the more likely you're gonna find the evolutionary stone. So you got to be like kind of far away, from my understanding. And
Shiny.
so that's my understanding because that's how I ended up finding it. I'm like, so I watched the video and then I did that the areas where more likely the Thunderstone would approach to be, and then I found one within like once I got to the area I found it within 5 minutes.
Cage is just doing things I didn't even fucking know. You can have 2 Pokemon out at once. Like, what the fuck? I didn't know this.
Yeah, you got your whole team out.
Yeah, you can have your entire. Yeah, I found it out like a couple of days ago. I thought it was freaking awesome.
It's nice.
But yeah,
it actually makes it feel a lot more like the anime when they have those moments where they set up camp and they choose all the Pokemon and they chill out.
if you don't do anything though, like sometimes they'll sleep or like do you see your cute stuff? And like
Yeah, I've caught an Ursa ring. I've caught an Ursa ring like fucking sleeping.
Yeah.
it's so cool though, and then you can actually sneak up into them and catch them with the
Like,
Pokeball.
I'm very guaranteed that this roster isn't as big as the other rosters, but I think what they're doing, they're making up for that by having the Pokemon actually interact.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the trade-off is the Pokemon do more than just their standard animations. They can all sleep, talk, hang out, play with you, eat, etc.
And from what I'm looking for KG, he's definitely really progressed in the game. Like, because I'm not
higher. He's a higher rank than I am.
What rank are you in right now, TSS?
5.
Thought KG was gonna do all the story shit on stream.
Oh, is it?
No, it is story shit. I've done all this on the first and second levels. That's it. I haven't progressed. I never did any narrative stuff. I've just been catching mons.
How the hell are you ranked 6 then?
Catching mons.
No,
Catching
you can
mons,
catch
yeah.
mons,
Catching mons and also.
I thought the stars were story intrinsic. Like
Nope.
No.
It's all about catching Pokemon.
Nope. The stamps the stamps of the Pokemon that you defeat in each of the areas are the story.
Yeah.
Oh, freaking Sylveon.
Because actually, I got to like the 4-star when I was still and I still barely was progressing the first part of the area. So that you don't have to continue the story though. And that's how I found out, and I just kept ranking up, and then I realized I was like, oh shit! I was like, KG and Tyrone are past me because I'm just doing my own thing. From what I was looking at, like
But that's the beauty of this game, though.
Like, the thing is though, you need to continue with the story because of the fact that you have to buy better items.
Yeah, access to items and ride Pokemon and shit.
I recently got to the 3rd area, so I'm exploring there.
Yeah.
So then I got to that part, but then I was a little lost. I was like, but then I was trying to catch the Per Ugly. It was the alpha one. And then the Beautifly kept pissing me off. Every time I tried to sneak by the Per Ugly, the Beautifly kept attacking me, and then of course Per Ugly noticed, and I was just like, "Get the fuck out of here, Beautifly!" And then I guess there's an item where you can scare the weaker Pokemon off, where I think you throw it at them and then it scares them. So I kept doing that, but then the stupid Beautifly kept coming back, so I was just
because it's rage. Yeah, it's enraged. Yeah.
Yeah, enraged now.
Now, I know Polly probably has some opinions on the game. I don't know how far she's gotten, but
yeah,
Huh?
What?
Oh. Wait, I didn't want to interrupt.
Oh.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes, we can hear you.
We were just waiting for you to say something, buddy.
What's so great about this game anyway? It's not like I haven't played it yet.
Oh.
It's out of the plastic.
Yeah.
You know why?
Why?
I have not allowed myself to play it because I have not finished my homework, my work for a job, and something for a certain YouTuber that I still need to do. So I cannot play it. It is my punishment.
It's discipline.
And I'm tired of everybody obsessing over it. What's so great about it anyway? I say until I play it, and then I never show up for anything again because I'm too addicted.
The best Pokemon game in history.
I mean, I've already played like fucking 14 hours of the game.
But doesn't have Poliwhirl.
It's 2 different sizes. Look at that.
So cute.
Does it even have a Poliwhirl? I'm not impressed until I see it for myself.
I haven't seen
feel like there is.
30 minutes I played. Go to Sergi. Hurry up, somebody.
Please check.
Damn, you got all the. Is this all the?
No Poliwhirl, says High Prof.
Damn.
Fuck.
That sucks. Worst
There's like a
10.
marsh in one of the lands, and you would think they would have it in there. But I guess not.
Come on.
Yep, no Poliwhirl there.
Oh, that Leafeon. Oh, that's so cute.
But 2 Leafeons.
Oh, Snorlax. Oh my god.
That's insulting.
I'm a little mad. Hold on.
Satoshi Tajiri.
I just noticed there's a bunch of Johto Pokemon missing from this game, and that pisses me off a little bit. Only because Johto, this is Johto's thing. Like this is Johto's shit.
It's okay, Tyrone. It's because I exist and I've gotten hoed in so many ways this week.
like I know they're doing the Sinnoh thing right now, but this very much is Johto territory.
Really?
The past.
Eh.
Yeah, Johto's whole theme was like ancient Japan shit.
I have the game. It's out of the package, Goggles. Even my brothers played it. Hours and hours of it.
Everyone and their brothers playing this game.
Yeah.
Everyone in my life.
Even
Everyone in my life. My coworkers.
Even people who don't like
Like,
Pokemon anymore
everybody.
play this game.
Even people who aren't my friends.
I'm playing it right now.
I know.
Every
I
time I
know.
open Twitter, someone's playing. I still
even
haven't really played it.
Even my
technically.
pharmacy friends are playing this game.
Even the Pokemon are playing this game right now.
Exactly.
I know.
Why is it so great? Tell me.
Because I'll tell you why. The mechanics of this game is a masterpiece. Like you can get like we've said before, you can get your
if you're
ass hand, you
impressed,
can
that
get
says-
ass handed to you in
Oh.
in 5 seconds flat.
The Pokemon. So for reference, KG can catch 2 Eevees right now, and the Eevees will be different sizes. Like it's based on literally like just like animal logic.
Like
Some
the
animals are
like
just
the
bigger than
Leafeons
others.
that were shown
Oh.
off earlier.
Yeah,
Oh,
like
look at all the Eevees!
and he can
Okay.
and instead of having to go back in
I
town in
see.
order to buy Pokeballs, he can make them on the fly with items that the Pokemon helped him get.
Mm-hmm.
Can these students shut the fuck up? Yes,
Also,
I
you
see.
can make your own
They're loud.
potions.
Yeah.
Your own potions, your medicine, even the max
Okay.
ethers. You can make like there's like
You
so
make
many.
revives.
You can make there's so much
Yeah,
stuff you
everything.
can do.
Well-
Even stuff for you to help
Thank-
catch Pokemon. Like they have like smoke balls and like
Thank you, Robzo.
Oh yeah, that was a good piano cover.
Yes.
Yeah, because of his ex-wife.
I thought it was a good piano cover. Jesus Christ.
No, so they don't shoot me. I'm only the piano player.
Piano player, shoot him.
Shoot
He
the
was never
messenger.
heard from again. God damn.
But yeah.
But yeah, it gives you so many different like you can be sneaky and catch
Freedom.
a Pokemon. You can you can be sneaky and catch a Pokemon.
I mean,
with
the
a
Japanese
guard down.
commercial says freedom. You know what freedom is? This is the fucking freedom.
Okay.
GU, freedom.
I know.
Understand.
Ellie's a college student. No, she does not know what freedom is.
Freedom. Freedom.
Yeah,
You were in
I
that
have
same
known
boat.
freedom
Everyone
for
called
like
it your turn.
What?
I have known freedom for like 3 years, so it's fine.
You were in college. I was
I-
referring to
I
turn.
really wish though. I mean, like obviously this is at this point this is child begging, but I really wish that they had given you a Hisuian Pokeball just like you get in Let's Go where you get the Pokeball and you could use that as your controller. Oh my god.
That would feel
That would've
clunky in
been-
my
I
hand with
know.
all those
That
little
Yeah,
would
it
have
would
been
be.
amazing.
Well, yeah,
I would love it, but it'll feel clunky.
Isn't it made out of wood?
Yes.
Honestly,
Oh,
I
that
do
would
have.
hurt.
All the splinters in my hand.
Apricot. Apricot.
No. Honestly, I do have like a severe case of senioritis right now because I know I'm actually because I'm just like I want to get.
Oh,
I want to
Magic
get done with
Card!
school.
I was wondering if he was in the game.
I think
Quick question.
I don't think most people in the chat know, but I'm machine school as well, and I'm at that point where I don't want to do anything. I just want to just play again and just have
Listen,
fun.
how do you
Forget about-
cure?
feel
How do
like-
you cure on-field poison? By the way,
You brush it off.
because I
Unless
thought
you have
if
an
I
item
threw-
for it. There
I
might
was
be
gonna
items.
say, I thought I could throw like a lumberry, right, and then just hover over the lumberry, and like hopefully the scent
No.
from the lumberry would cure me of my poison.
No, it's regenerative, so you have to wait.
I just thought it. I don't know. I thought that was just funnier and would make more sense.
Yeah. I have distortion. I have three Porygons.
Well,
yeah.
yeah,
And
okay,
then if
Goggles,
you saw
say
my
why the-
Pokedex, you'll see I have like the Porygons.
Porygon 2s and all that.
Goggles just asked why is Porygon here. I believe you can only really get Porygon in the distortion areas, right?
Yes.
Yes.
So it's implied that it's probably coming from space and time. Space and time itself is
We're
breaking,
going not
and thus Porygon
Yeah.
is probably coming from
I also found like a wild Umbreon in the
my
fucking
guess
distortion.
is my guess is Porygon is probably breaking through those ripples of time. That's
Yeah.
my educated guess.
Also, Alprazolam. Alakazam is there too.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, I mean, but
Yeah.
Alakazam,
Yeah,
there's no
they will kill you. They will kill you.
Alakazam, I'm not questioning why he's there. It makes some more or less sense.
Yeah,
I can see it.
I don't know why.
Yeah, there are space-time distortions in the game. Yes.
Yeah, but you have to get through
Yeah.
the certain story aspects to get to those points
If
first.
anything, that's why Arceus is probably asking you to help. He wants you to probably restore balance.
Yes.
Mhm.
Either that, or he was the one responsible for causing the mess, and he's like, "Oops, I need to bring
I'm
somebody to fix this shit,
I'm
and it
pretty
ain't for
sure- I'm
me."
pretty- I'm pretty sure he screwed up.
They bring this
It's like-
15-year-old kid, which by the way they call you. They say you're 15, which is.
15. Oh yeah, you're 15 in this game instead of.
I was like, whoa.
I don't
Yeah.
know. They don't look like a 15-year-old body.
Yeah, they
I mean, Pokemon's always tried to keep the bodies ambiguously like in the teens, so
They really look,
yeah.
it looks like a pre-teen body than an actual teen body. But I guess
in the anime.
There's some 15-year-olds that look like this.
no, I know. But I was like, I guess cartoons are kind of notorious for that too, because I was like, really, they're like that tiny though. But I was like, usually there's the skinnier aspect, but not that height wise, not that small.
Mm.
But I don't know. It's just like a weird thing I noticed. Like the thing that's coming up my mind is Proud Family with Penny Proud. I was like, she looks like she could be a little taller, but then she's a teen.
Mhm.
But I don't know. It's just
Okay.
it's just something I guess it's been going on for years.
All right.
Oh,
Did
the
I
image
think
just
did
missed
everybody get a chance to talk about their opinions then on the game?
Yup.
Dean,
I don't have it,
Dean said
He doesn't have it.
he doesn't have it just yet.
Well,
played
he
it for like 30
has it, but
minutes.
he has only played like 20, 30 minutes of the
Yeah,
game.
he
Yeah,
hasn't
because
played
I
enough
had to
of
give
it.
it back to him.
More than me.
Yeah, I'm supposed to be here tomorrow, so maybe I'll play it then.
You'll probably just make
So-
sure you do your studies and stuff. Otherwise,
Well-
you won't get your.
And play the game.
This is my new time sync.
Oh, indeed,
I
buddy.
care more about the YouTube situation. Just make sure the person who needs something from me doesn't kill me.
Wait, you care about that one?
Yes. Or
Wasn't
I'll-
that thing supposed to
You
be
will
due
let me
by
know.
the end of today?
Funny because my guess would probably be
Yes,
that
it's due in,
the person that you're probably I mean obviously I know
Yes.
who it is, but I'm not revealing it. The person you're doing it for is probably playing this game too, and it's probably
Yeah.
Yes. Yes,
That's my
exactly.
educated guess.
But at 11:59,
Focus.
11:59.
Hey,
This man's gonna catch it in the air. Watch. It's gonna happen.
I'm just a very
can't.
grumpy world.
Oh my god.
someone's attacking you. Kill him.
Yeah, we're just reacting to freaking recorded footage. See, that's how good this game is. You can react to fucking recorded footage. And look at that. Look at that. Fucking Luxray is on the fucking edge of the fucking cliff. Also, yeah, you can have Pokemon like fucking fight in the water. Oh, okay. This is a minor spoiler, but I have to do it because it's a wild battle. So, if you have a Pokemon that doesn't swim and you fight on the middle of the water, it will literally have inflatable skis.
What?
Of an inflatable raft thingy that stands on while it fights.
Inflatable pants.
Oh my god, he got
Oh, no.
How did you do that? Why are you doing that?
my
could do
question is,
Okay, she likes.
the feather ball allows you to catch Pokemon that
Yeah.
are flying.
Boy, is this glitchy or something?
No,
No,
that's
no,
real because
yeah,
the feather ball flies. So does
Yeah,
Sky
it,
Ball.
it flies further. You could catch any Pokemon. It's just like it's easier to.
And the Sky Ball is the upgrade to that.
The only thing is, you gotta practice your timing. You don't practice
Yes.
that timing, you
Yeah.
don't know when the
Because
Pokeball breaks.
balls in this game have all different drop rates. Like if you have a heavy ball, you throw it and it's like a fucking piece of lead.
Oh, I can't
But it
believe
does have an easier
I-
capture as long as
Yeah.
you are avoiding
Oh.
the Pokemon you're trying to catch.
It's,
Yeah.
it's great for like close
Funny
distances.
bug. Oh, never mind. He got it.
Very
Huh?
very close. No, like the lead balls.
We could talk
please.
about this game for like 5 hours, but I think
Yeah.
Yeah, we really
I know.
could.
But I
Play
think
the
that would
game.
be too much.
buy this game. Buy this game now.
I know it's addicting.
It is-
IGN 7 out of 10,
It got worse
Yep.
scores than
Mhm.
BDSP, that's for sure.
which is what?
Ooh.
Oh yeah.
What?
But the problem is IGN doesn't know what good games are, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, it
No.
doesn't matter.
They're fucking idiots, so don't listen to them.
Yeah, IGN Italy, 5 out of 10.
Well, that's because somebody spiked their fucking tiramisu.
They probably got
Yeah,
bored.
they
Though.
spiked. Someone spiked it, so that's why they fucking gave it. See,
Yeah,
look at that shit. You could get fucking you get gang banged by fucking Pokemon. It's like you could just you'll have a fucking a Paris poison powder your ass, and they will not let like Parasect will fucking kill you. Oh yeah, and then fucking Alakazam will just throw fucking psychic waves at you until you die.
Yep. And he.
Oh, they're all reacting to each other. That's cool.
Yes.
Yeah.
And look at that. See, 4 Pokemon in this battle.
So yeah, they can gang up on you, can't they? They'll be like,
Yeah.
that's crazy.
They can hand you your ass for breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Oh, and these Pokemon. Okay, so obviously level has to be in this game for it's RPG.
Oh, yeah.
They're all RPG, but the level ranging has weirdly expanded. A Pokemon that's at level 20 to your level 35 does not necessarily mean that it's weak.
No.
Oh no.
It can still put up a fight.
Oh yeah. And also in these Pokemon battles, you can legitimately get hit by the attacks.
Yeah.
So I got fucking flamethrowered. And while in the fucking fight, because I was too close to my Pokemon.
Oh, actually, I got hit on accident when I was way too close to the Pokemon, and then all of a sudden I'm like, "Wait, why am I getting hit damage on myself?"
Yeah, I got paralyzed and shit.
I was like, "Oh crap!" But then you got poison too. You can get poison.
That's the beauty of this game, though. Once again,
you can get. They could fucking they could tackle or quick attack your ass like in the middle of the fight.
Oh yeah, you get
I think I had I think somebody did. I think a Pokemon did like fucking bulldoze, and that fucking rocked both of us down. This game.
This game is beautifully crafted.
Masterpiece.
Absolutely.
Masterpiece.
I can't wait to see the shenanigans that'll ensue from this game as we continue playing more of it in the future.
Random shit happens, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
So yeah, with that being said, ladies and gents, I guess that'll be our impressions on Legends Arceus right now. And we hope you guys enjoyed our discussion on that. Overall, a very satisfying game that I do believe still will still continue to contain more discussions in the distant future. Because for me and Tyrone, anyway, we're only in the second map. I don't know how many more exist out there. I don't know how many more shenanigans we might find in this game that could be fun to explore and talk about.
It's gonna get more. It's gonna get even more fun.
Yeah, that's the thing. The beauty about these games is that it's limitless, depending on how far you go with it. You know.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. But as of right now, though, I think that's pretty much gonna be it for our discussion on this. If there's anything else that we need to bring up, I don't think I have anything else to say currently, really. So, yeah. So let's go and move on then. Why don't we? Now we can finally move on into the next topic, which is going to be our Pokemon shenanigans. So let's go and take care of that right now then. So let me go and switch back real quick.
Oh.
What's up?
I wanted to talk more about
this. Watch the fucking game all this time.
You're watching a pre-recorded shit.
You can keep it up while you're talking.
Put it on loop.
Yeah, put it on loop.
Wait, this is where the video is. Wow, that was convenient.
Why do you think I said put it on loop?
It could have looped. Oh my god. Okay. All right. So let's go into it then. So, ladies and gents, we have ourselves a lot to talk about for tonight. And I mean a lot. Because we have roughly 3 episodes to talk about for tonight. All right? We have a lot. And I don't know which ones we should begin with because there is a bunch to go through that we can talk about. Or not at all.
I have an idea.
I do have an idea. I still haven't seen the Legends Arceus episodes, so if you want, we could talk about JN95 first, and then
Okay, if
You
you
got
want to,
it.
yeah,
And then I
because I
can
know
see you when
for
you guys-
this one, you're the only one who can share your input on this episode. And I feel
Especially
for a
the
fact
reason
a
why.
lot of people want to hear from you who
Here we
haven't joined us in
go.
the reaction, by the way. If you missed
Buckle
out on
the
the reaction
fuck
on
up.
Friday, first of all, you're missing out on some fun. And
Uh-huh.
secondly, Polly was with us during that in reaction. We actually have the full VOD up, downloaded anyway for me. I will probably edit it at some point in the future so we can upload it onto YouTube. I already am uploading the second episode of our Arceus reaction, so look forward to that. But for now, I think would be a perfect opportunity for us to go and talk about the latest episode. And also, Rob's was saying, were you playing in the background? No, I wasn't. That was the pre-recorded shit, buddy. So let me go and... where's the review things? There we go. Got the reviews up. Just got to make sure I got all the pictures in here set in stone. And then we can jump right into it. So, yeah, Polly, I know for a fact you are probably going to be the one that wants to talk about this more than anybody else. Because of the fact that this episode is something you were really, really looking forward to when it was first revealed in the New Year's trailer, if I recall correctly.
Actually, it was Christmas Eve, but
Well, I call it New Year's only because that wasn't a new year. That's the new year. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, you are correct, though. You are correct.
I'm sorry for hijacking the structure of this last hour, but I think the people in the call all know why I wasn't around for the PLA last two episodes. So, or at least I was, and then I wasn't. Anyway.
All right.
Start playing the da 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 da.
Here's your small violin.
The world's smallest violin out there in existence.
Holly,
So,
you can do it. We're
Do
counting
you remember
on
back? Do you guys remember back in the day
you.
No.
when there was this meme of 6 bolts of lightning coming down from the sky and jutting into the ocean, and the meme said, "Fuck these 6 fish in particular."
All right.
I love
have
it.
not, but I love your description of it. Oh,
I know what she's talking about.
Yeah, because I sent it to you and you didn't react.
Yeah.
Just like how I messaged TSS or something and he left me on red. But you know,
At 5:55 a.m.
it's time. It's time for Petty World to come out. Anyway, fuck these 6 fish in particular. Basically, Journeys is the lightning bolt, and I'm the little fish in particular. I was minding my own business for 14 years. With characters that probably were never going to see the light of day. But it didn't matter, because I was able to use my imagination and come up with scenarios for their end game and what their lives would be like after. And whether they could or tree rocket or not, like, it was just ambiguous and vague, and Journeys would never mess it up. But then, 14 years later,
Poor woman got
we
journey.
got this episode.
Are you crying? Are you okay?
Nah, she just
No,
added
let her bask in the moment.
Journeys
Alright.
decided to give me the biggest gift, but then decided to give me the biggest middle finger by making my biggest OTP my #1 ship in the world. My only source of happiness for the past 14 years of my dreary life. And they said, your OTP is dead, Polly. They aren't talking. God knows when they saw each other last. You saw her? Butch says, well, what does that mean? Not only that, but they hoed the trio. Didn't even make them likable in this episode. I feel dizzy. A long distance relationship, Galler Adventure. They've been partners for years.
Mm-hmm.
testify.
You could tell she
What?
really loves this episode, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just one of those things where I liked it at first, but then you go back and you think about it, and you think about it.
I went to watch our VOD for it, right?
Yeah.
And I saw our faces begin with full gleam and joy and happiness of what if could have been. But slowly, as time passed on in that reaction, our smiles stayed through, but not for the right reasons. Because we were,
Yeah.
in a way, petrified at what we saw with this. Because we saw these characters, these references, these nods to these things from the past that only hardcore fans could get, be there for a minimum of 2 per each character. To the point that even, you know how much we, joke about Butch and never saying his name right?
Mm-hmm.
He was so insignificant that even in the flashback, he wasn't even the focus. When Meowth left that town, if you recall,
Mm-hmm.
they focused on Madanya, but they didn't focus on Butch whatsoever. He didn't care about Butch. He cared about the cat. Butch was not seen in that flashback, but Cassidy was when Morpeko showed up. Which, by the way, that's the only time you'll see Morpeko in that flashback.
Yeah, that was another thing. Man, there's like so much I could say, but I'm just sad. Like I didn't mind the fact that they were retired. I just thought that they would be together and that they get more screen time. I'm just mad that the gotcha machine took up most of the episode, and the whole Pelipper thing and them getting lost. Literally, like I was looking, it took up like either 8 to 10 minutes of the first part of the episode. Like, you wasted so much time that we could have had like spent with the other former Rockets. And like, I also felt like, and I was talking with my one friend who I've been friends with her over a decade in terms of she also likes Neo shipping, which ex Cassidy, and she likes Team Rocket as well. We've been friends for years. She was actually pretty much my first online friend in this fandom. And she enjoyed the episode, but like, she was also annoyed that Cassidy and Jesse, like, it felt so kind of cheap, their interaction, because they just forgot about all their history. And it's like, oh, okay, we'll forgive it just because you took us out of the cold, which was a nice thing to do, but like, did Jesse forget like how, I guess, terrible she was to her like all those years? I don't know. I just felt like I wish their dynamic.
Can I come in for like 1 second? There wasn't even a moment where Jesse tried to like overthink it. Like, she's probably being nice to me just to rub it in my face or something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but go ahead.
Well, exactly, because Cassie was still petty. She's like, oh, well, I was still in lead, unlike you three. And they didn't even say anything about that. Like, they're just... Journeys has ruined the trio. Like, there's no way around it. They've ruined the trio. And this was no exception. Like, I think that's the thing, too. It's like, I'm not even upset just for the lack of Butch and Cassidy's screen time. I just feel like this episode didn't do anything for the trio. It didn't enhance their characters in any way. Like, I wasn't emotional when they said goodbye to each other, because it didn't feel like a very genuine goodbye. It was like, see you later, bye. You like this place, so we're gonna leave now. Like,
actually, Polly, in the reaction, I remember you brought this statement up where you said Team Rocket was not even likable in this episode at all. Which is the worst thing to say, because normally Team Rocket episodes tend to be some of the best that the series can offer, because we rarely get an opportunity to focus on the Rockets, that when we do get episodes dedicated to them, they can oftentimes be some of the most iconic episodes in the franchise, whether it could be the one from X and Y, the many in Sun and Moon, the DP farewells, AG's iconic farewell with the Mons, all in the Battle of the Sexes, for example, as well. Like, there were so many iconic Rocket episodes that you can remember, despite having such a small roster count. but it's because of how good they are and how good they're written that you really begin to appreciate the quality of the
Yes.
Rocket episode. So when you jump into this one, assuming that this one is also going to be the same as well, only to then discover that no, it's not at all. It hurts. It hurts bad, and I'm
Like
so
I
mad
actually,
by that.
yeah. I don't know. Is this a sign from the universe that it's time for me to fully realize I'm an adult? Because I've loved this ship since I was 14 or 15, I forget. And it shows that they're going on to do their own things and they're not even together. Is that what adulthood is all about? Is that what life is all about?
It's making you think that.
Wow.
It's fine. It's fine. I'm just a lowly Team Rocket stan. And I'll get over it eventually. I'm just...
Don't worry, you will
Yeah.
soon, buddy. But until that day comes, though, yeah, this episode exists in
And
our
this
heads.
goes to show, and thank you, Polly. I keep saying this over, and no one fucking listens to me.
Oh, man.
I said this repeatedly. Callbacks aren't the only, like, callbacks come at a cost. And everybody, every time I look at Twitter, everybody's like, oh, I hope they bring so-and-so character back because I missed them. They can bring them back. But at what cost? What cost? I'm telling this poor woman, this poor woman didn't ask for this. She didn't ask for Bobby and Cassidy to get fucked like this.
It's Butch.
But Journey's decided to whip its cock out, unprotected.
Wow. Whoa, Tyrone, hold on. Going in raw.
Going in raw, and didn't even bother to make her breakfast afterwards. How much? How many people have to die, Journeys? How many people?
It's fine.
Inside her heart, it's not fine.
I'm used to this. Now watch them. I don't want them to bring back Burgundy. Well, I mean, her character's already kind of ruined anyway.
What
else
Best
could they
Wishes
do?
already ruined?
The only thing I can count on now is sweet Iwane giving me a picture of her on February 17th. I know he'll do
But
it.
that's not even part of the show.
No, it's not. That's the only hope I have left.
Shit.
Look what y'all done to this girl. Now I'm gonna ask y'all this again. Do you really want these characters to come back?
Yes.
Think about
Yes.
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 I know. I'm
it.
just
After
telling
what we've seen,
I mean, what else does
After how
Journeys
many-
really have besides
after
that?
how many people have gotten hurt,
Well, that's because people don't know how to protect themselves.
are you
Wow.
victim shaming TSS?
TSS.
All right.
TSS.
Okay. So, let everybody air their dirty laundry, and then I'm gonna go.
In
All
the
right
meantime,
then.
you can
So
answer my message, TSS.
Polly,
Yeah.
this man's about to defend this trash.
I
You
know.
want me to fight, or do you want you
It's
to
because
fight?
he knows it'll
Either way,
annoy
we're
me.
scrapping. Either way, you're getting one of us. You're getting Polly or me. Now, Polly loves
Okay.
Cassidy and Butch more than I do.
Right.
So be warned.
Okay. Sure.
so yeah, we'll let everybody else take this opportunity then to share
Yes.
their inputs on the episode.
Because, like I
before-
said, because I'm the kind of like, let's say the how would you explain this? It's the God, it's the 1969. Come on, F word. I am the Monty Python's Flying Circus.
Well,
Of
should I
the
say
opinion
a
here.
few things that I liked about it, or
Sure, go right ahead. Because I know you didn't like fully dislike the whole.
yeah,
thing.
no, I did like. I mean,
I
I
have a
love.
whole bunch of notes that I'm going to go through once everybody's
Okay.
done.
First of all, I love the thing with Cassidy's Pokemon on whatever
The
The
fireplace.
wood carving.
yeah.
Yep.
That's the first thing I noticed, and that's what made me realize, oh, it's Cassidy's place, and that was really cool to see. I noticed her tentacle wasn't there, but it was obscure, and also it probably is hard to carve out a tentacle. So, I love the animation of them doing the original motto. They looked really good, like really clean. I really liked the them and the Journey's art style. Like I didn't think I would, but I really did. I like how Cassidy took the custody of Raticate, because I always kind of assumed, even though it was never really referenced that it was hers, I always kind of assumed it was hers because she's the one who used it the most. So I really like that. Like I always assume that it's like the oldest one in the bunch, and it's kind of like her baby that she's had for years. Probably the first one that she got when she joined Team Rocket. So, I'm glad they made that at least canon. Yeah, I mean, I don't mind them having these jobs. I just, like I said, I just wish that they were running the business together. And, because they did have a bond. Like, even though they're not goofy and, like, maybe as touchy-feely as Jesse and James are, I believe that they worked well together, and they did have a friendship outside of being partners. So,
Yeah.
it's just kind of like...
Yeah, I know. I could feel everybody's disappointment.
Yeah. The other thing I liked was Meowth's Ballad and the team song from XY, and also the motto music from XY, the original. Yeah. That was great. I didn't think that they would do that at all.
I disagree with that because, like I said, it's post SME, so yeah, it's SME. Okay.
There you
All right. What would you give then, Polly, as a score to this episode? Because that's the one thing I really want to know.
I'll give it a 6.5.
Whoa.
Okay. That's very generous, actually. It's pretty good.
Yeah, I'm genuinely surprised you actually let it pass. That's what caught me off guard.
That's a passing score.
That's a passing score, yeah.
I thought about the YouTuber who shall not be named who gave it a 6.
No, I know you're talking about.
Yeah.
The YouTuber who will
don't base it off of that.
In 10 minutes.
I
Take
know
your time.
I know who she's exactly talking about.
Take your time.
Yep.
Baby.
All right.
All right, then let's go and pass it on to the next one. Tyrone, what about you, buddy?
Let's get it. Okay, so this episode was fucking ass, bro. Fucking ass. Dumbass episode. Dumb ass. Fuck this episode, man. So first of all, freaking Team Rocket already acknowledges that the gacha machine is trash, which is something that everybody's been commenting on anyway. And then they fucking wind up in shenanigan after shenanigan. And then they end up fainting in the snow, which I thought was going to be interesting. But no, they just wind up at fucking Cassidy's where she works at fucking Panera Bread. And then fucking... Cassidy is just like completely out of character. Now you could probably argue, since she doesn't have the stress of being on Team Rocket anymore, she doesn't have to worry about that. But I've always felt that Cassidy and Jesse's rivalry comes specifically off diva pride.
Shut up.
So like, it never was a matter of like Cassidy and Jesse could work at a fucking hospital. They would still hate each other off of pure rivalry. It was supposed to be the diva challenging the diva. One alpha-esque diva female can't beat another. This town ain't big enough for the two of us. Jessie is the diva that opposes Cassidy because Cassidy always one-ups her. That's what the rivalry's supposed to be based off of. She makes a small comment about it where she's like, I wasn't a trash like you three, but I just decided to quit. But they make it a running joke because they're basing her quitting off of the same reasons that Jesse, James, and Meowth wanted to consider quitting. Was because they were tired of the lectures, they were tired of the redundancy, and they were tired of being nagged at. However, the problem here is that since they're completely separate and intrinsic, we never get to see Cassidy's side of this story. She just tells them that she was tired of all of this. This is a big milestone, not even for characters like Cassidy and Bobby, who have freaking, who don't have as substantial as a role as Jesse and James, but they're in the plot in order to serve as direct parallels to Jesse and James. So Cassidy and Butch making a major decision such as quitting Team Rocket is definitely going to be more observed than just a simple, I was tired of getting nagged at. There's a lot more principle to it than that. There has to be some level of clarification as to why they decided to do it that can't be shooed off as this is the running joke, and thus I'm deciding to roll with it because it's the continuing theme of James, Jesse, and Meowth. Cassidy outright says that she's a higher rank than Jessie several times in Pokemon. So it would mean for me to believe that she has to have some more in-depth reason that is more intrinsic to her character as to why she quit. Maybe that she hasn't seen anyone who can oppose her like Jessie ever since they haven't seen each other in a while. They haven't seen each other since Diamond and Pearl, so it would only believe that a character like Jessie would directly oppose her. Cassidy always one-ups them. And then this literally the entire episode's advertisement before it aired was Cassidy and Beelzebub fucking teaming up together or fucking coming back. And they're even in their Team Rocket uniforms to exemplify the fact that this is the episode where they come back. And they're not even in the same area. And I'm sorry for whoever shipped James and Cassidy together because the show immediately does it, only to completely throw it away later on because Morpeko ruins everything and like in a JPEG. So if you did
I don't like that ship at all.
So if you did ship them, Journeys immediately killed it. James had no ever clue of liking Cassidy and the many times they've met each other, so this definitely felt forced. Even the way that they split up with the team feels like we did all this great stuff in order to pay Cassidy back. And while we were doing it, by the way, I saw how you carved out a bottle cap using wood, and you seem to enjoy yourself with Cassidy so much. You like her, don't you? And James is like, yes, according to the script, I do. So they immediately leave, and then Meowth and James wind up in and they wind up in goddamn the Panera Bread 2, the bread company, and I'm sorry, Cassidy worked at Cracker Barrel. They wound up at Panera Bread. So yeah, fucking
Cracker Barrel and
Cassidy owns a damn Cracker Barrel while Borb over here owns a goddamn Panera Bread. Yeah, he owns a Panera Bread, and Butch, oh my God, he gets the worst treatment out of all of them. Now, it's a continuing theme that he gets the worst treatment just in general in the show, but he doesn't even get the chance to explain why he quit because Jesse immediately cuts him off by basically using the same goddamn running joke that they were using since the beginning of the episode. It's so formulaic, and it's not even funny. They do the exact same things. Meowth and James Meowth and Jesse wind up cleaning up the area, cooking and doing other stuff in order to appease them. And then once that happens, Jesse goes, oh, by the way, that Meowsy, or at least the Meowth that looks like Meowsy, really likes you. And Meowth's like, yeah, according to the script, it does. And then they end up passing him off. So at this point, you already see what's happening. We're going after formula and formula and formula. And it's not even good. These are cheap jokes. And most of the episode is spent in a Tom and Jerry style catch race with fucking Pelipper, a Pokemon that's only been used for comedic purposes for the most part, and the gotcha machine. So by the time that Jesse and Wobbuffet are about to die by a Trapinch, James and Meowth come back because according to the script, they need to be back for this moment. They explain, oh yeah, our things magically didn't work out. The things that, they had so much passion for, remember? So yeah, those just sort of died really quickly. It turns out that the Meowth that's like a Meowsy likes Persian. So Meowth unfortunately doesn't even get the chance to reprimand his character from the last time this happened in Go West Young Meowth. So what we wind up in is a one-off joke that Meowth ends up getting hit with twice. And that's a major plot point in his character. You're taking major plot points that these characters have, and the major plot point of them contemplating the quit Team Rocket, which was done better in Sun and Moon, Jesus fucking Christ. And what are you doing with it? You're playing it off as a joke, for gags, for giggles. And people have already commented at me saying, oh, they're comedic characters, so what's the problem with that? The problem here is that while you can have comedic characters face serious moments, It's not the fact that they're comedic characters that makes them comedic. It's the situations they're put in that makes them comedic. You can have, I will say that again, just for the people that didn't hear it. You can have comedic characters in serious moments, but you can also have that character in comedic moments as well, and it's the comedic moments that make them comedic. Jesse, James, and Meowth have been in several serious moments before. The best one being when they had to release Arbok and Weezing. They are comedic characters, right? So obviously that was supposed to be funny. There wasn't a goddamn thing funny about that. It was sad. But they're used in comedic moments, and that's what makes them funny. Team Rocket is flexible. They can deal with many situations, although they inevitably fail because they are Team Rocket. So when you present Team Rocket with a serious situation and then play it off as a joke, what you have done is that you have taken the serious moment out and replaced it with a comedic moment and then added comedic characters to it. And thus that doesn't work as well as adding a serious moment to comedic characters that force them to be serious, take on that new approach, and become comedic after the fact. Comedy has beats. Stories have beats. So if you enter a character with a certain story and you have them enter a serious or funny moment, that character's comedic moments are supposed to be how they react to said beats. They can approach this seriously or they can approach it comedically. But it's that balance that makes them well-versed. We appreciate Team Rocket when they are funny only because we know how serious they can get. We know how much James loves Mime Jr. and Chimecho, which makes it funnier when Mime Jr. and Chimecho are in battle situations and James cries his eyes out when they have to fight. Does that make sense to everyone?
Yeah.
Okay.
Deafening
So
silence.
when you take that moment and you put it off in Team Rocket and throw all of their serious moments off as jokes, then the episode loses value. And unfortunately, what that means is that the entire plot suffers. Things that were very much tackled on as heavy plot points for Team Rocket's growth and style of character development have been played off as nothing more than one-off jokes for characters to immediately get thrown off. And this is probably the last time we'll see Cassidy and Butch again. So unfortunately, such heavy plot-related characters that are intrinsic to Jesse and James are immediately thrown off as these one-off bullshit jokes. And they're not even apologetic about it. The episode literally ends the exact way it starts, with them just going, shit happens. All right, we're done. Like, the episode literally just ends that way. And it leaves a bad taste. This after coming from the passable, harmless episode that we got with Erica, and the good episode that we got with the Magnemite, it's so sad to see them go 7 steps back on this one. Again, characters come back, but they usually come back at a cost. It's one of the reasons that I don't sit and bank on Journey's bringing these characters back for the sake of it'll save the series. Because as Journey's proven several times before, it does not. Debatably, it makes them worse. And that's why this episode gets a 2 out of 10, by the way.
I'm surprised you didn't give him a negative 2 out of 10.
No, just a 2.
Surprised you didn't get it a 1.
No,
Right.
the reason it gets a 2 instead of a 1, they brought him back, which no one expected that at all. But it comes at such a huge cost, it doesn't even matter.
All right.
Okay. Next, let's pass it on to Nessa then. Why don't we? Nessa, what do you think about this episode of PM 2019?
Oh my goodness. Where can I start? So I watched this episode last night, and because I was been busy the last couple of days, and oh my god, I never thought I would say this, but this episode pissed me off.
Oh wow!
It pissed me off. It pissed me off because, like, I don't know, the way I guess on the commercial they made it so big of a deal, like, oh, Butch and Cassidy's coming back and for one episode, and then they made it like a huge deal. And then when finally we get to the episode, they barely have any screen time. Like maybe 30 seconds to a minute. Like, and that was it. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm sorry. I was just like, and then I think we spent like maybe like 3/4 of the episodes just on Team Rocket. Like I guess they're splitting up, which for me was like a poor attempt because I didn't get it at first. It's like why I guess they were splitting because I guess at the beginning of the episode they started with Jessie all by herself, but then they had to go back a week of how she got that way. So I wasn't expecting that. I guess Team Rocket was having doubts about staying together, and then I guess little by little they're splitting up. But I kind of wish they played it a different way though, because I actually wanted to see more of Butch and Cassidy. I wanted to see how did they get to that point where they were super elites and then into this wholesome life. Like I kind of want to see more of that little slice of life that they were doing from those 2 episodes. And so almost with this episode, I just couldn't take it seriously at all. I was just like, it was. It's just literally, I was just like, what the heck they were doing in this episode in general? Like, I don't get it. It's like you make a huge deal about Butch and Cassidy coming back, but they barely get any screen time. And I think Bitch or Boofed or whatever his name is, like Butch, like he got like the worst. He got the worst end of it. He was just there for like that 2 seconds, and then afterwards, like, we got to the Meowsy scene, and then that was it. And the end of it. So yeah, I have nothing much to say though, but I was just mostly just pissed off in general. Like I kind of feel bad too for Polly because I actually was thinking about you this entire time. I was like, so you're telling me like after 14 years of them gone, because Butch and Cassidy is not my favorite characters, but I like them. And then you're telling me they only get 2 seconds of screen time? Like, what the fuck? Like that, like the worst like 14-year span wait ever. Go ahead.
They love their jobs too. And that's what pisses me off the most.
That's
like
a
every time we
heavy
saw
plot point. That's a heavy plot point.
Yeah. Every time we saw them either in a cameo or in an episode they were heavily featured. It's like, oh, like we went to the rocket party for Dr. Namba and it was great. All the food and drink and and Giovanni, blah blah blah, and we have a promotion and we got these cool jetpacks and like they were well respected too. You know, people called them sirs and like the grunts like hey, and then you just throw that all away. Just we got bored. No, some shit went down. Some shit went down. They're lying. They must have been framed or fired or something. Like there's a darker point to this, and I'm gonna retcon the shit out of it. Anyway, sorry.
No, you're fine. No, you're fine though, because you're right. They were like well respected. They were they were like elites and everything. They got all the good shit, and then you're telling me like, oh, so all of a sudden like, oh, we threw all that away just to be the simple good old life. But I'm like, I kind of want to know what happened, like what caused it or something. Like there's like a flashback of something like of some sorts of why they decided to take that path. But it was just we just barely have any screen time. So I guess for me, I'm mostly just pissed off for the most part. It's just like how they just was falsely advertised.
Remember that they went out of their way to have them get an official poster. Remember that they had interviews. Remember that they even did more with that than with Erica's return. And yet Erica somehow had more.
Yeah.
And yet they didn't play around with that aside from just saying, "Oh, the VA is coming back."
Yeah, they didn't
so they knew the impact about this. They knew first foremost that this was supposed to be a reunion kind of episode, and they don't do anything with it, or they do. Yeah. But what they do provide though is so minuscule. No, not even the minimum, bro. The minimum would have made at least people somewhat satisfied. This was just a disappointing mess, in my opinion, man. Yep. But I'll get to my side when I get to my turn. But continue, Nancy.
No, I don't have too much to say though. It's just like, man, I was actually just upset.
What would you give as a score then? I guess I should say then.
No,
Even you sound disgusted. We're trying to give it a score.
Should I be nice as Tyrone or should I be meaner
No,
than
just be
Tyrone?
yourself.
Be yourself,
Be
buddy.
yourself.
It's your score, not his.
I know. It's one out of 10. I'm sorry.
Whoa, she's gonna get a 1.
Wow. Okay,
She's
that's
giving
even
her.
worse.
Good job,
She's giving it a
Nessa.
1.
Good job, Nessa. I'm
Wow, she
proud.
did what you couldn't do, Tyrone.
She had the cojones.
Yeah, right. All right. Who else here hasn't had the chance to do it just yet?
I haven't watched it, so don't ask me.
All right. So Dane, what would you give as a score then?
0.5.
Glad to hear. So I'll take the 0 out of 10 then.
Damn, Dean rated so low he even knocked out the possibility of a 10. He said,
All right. Well, technically, I have seen some of it because I watched some of the reaction and I saw images, so I guess I watched most of it. And I watched the previews, so that was most of it, right?
Yeah, that was it. The preview was the most of
Gosh.
it. You got
All right.
more entertainment
What are
from the
you doing
preview
here?
than you got from the finished product. Let's just. keep
Pharrell
it
has
that
stuff to say too about how bad Journeys is. There we
No,
go.
well, actually, no. Terrell says he doesn't watch Journeys.
He doesn't watch it, so therefore his
You
opinion's
even
valid.
watch Journeys. You don't even care about my characters. What are you doing here?
fools.
Okay.
You poor
So
fools.
do you-
You
so
you
can't
want me to-
watch
so-
low quality dribble.
Okay.
You
so
fools, you will know pain.
I
says,
will.
says the next time I'm coming.
And then
to
the
fucking
irony
commentary
of it
stream.
all, and here's the irony of it all. With all this undying hatred of poor writing and terrible handled characters, you're the next person who goes is about to defend all of it.
Oh my lord! Actually, I was supposed to go next because I haven't
Actually,
given
Casey's
it
going
away.
next.
You played yourself, motherfucker.
Here we go.
You've only prolonged your suffering.
Oh man!
Casey, go
Just
ahead.
to give my
Grand
brief
entrance.
inputs on this, because
Fuck your life.
just to give a brief input on this, I was happy at the thought of it happening. I thought this episode had a lot of Goodbye, Terrell. I thought
He was
this
just the
episode.
messenger. He was just a messenger of evil.
Yeah, pretty much. You
No,
have to come in and give us-
he's just one of those people we have to kill off 20 minutes into the film. That's it.
We'll save that for the February talks. But
Exactly. Go ahead,
quick,
KG.
quick thing, yeah, just to quickly get into it. This episode had a lot going down for it, and I mentioned this before. The fact that they went out of their way to do promotion for this, the fact that they put this as a major episode focus with having them be in the Christmas special and having the poster just with the Rockets, not Ash, not Go, no presence of them whatsoever. They put that specifically on the Rockets. They had interviews with them. They had all this stuff planned for what was to be, from their perspective, a really positive looking episode that would pay respects to the series, because you got to remember that these characters aren't just simply characters. These are original characters. This is one of those rare instances where we get to see an original character from a past series come back to the present timeline, which is something that I don't think a lot of people talk about. Because given that they are original designs, these are created by the folks themselves. And to think that they would now bring something like that back, and to understand how much of an influence they left to the point that they did all this for originals, I believe in my book, they ultimately failed at what it is that they were trying to achieve with this episode. There was the episode suffers a lot similarly to what other episodes suffer, and I understand this is probably not really a really good thing to mention, but still, the fact that I came out from this episode with what ifs than what has been provided to me really bums me out, because that means we had to put the thoughts of like the possibilities of what these characters have done ourselves. We had to think of this. We had to come up with ideas for it. We had to come up with theories as to what exactly happened to Butch, or what happened to Cassidy, or where the Pokemon Rockets, and all that stuff. Like, they don't address anything. Namba, anybody remember him? Wasn't he supposed to be the leader for those two?
Yeah, he's gone too.
Well, clearly you guys do, because I don't think they do. But I mean, I understand he's not the main focus, but still, like, there was a lot that the series had that they could have played around with, and I'm really sad to see that from what it is, this is potentially their last appearance. Because what reason would they have to go back to these characters knowing that they're retired? They straight up told you up front, no, we retired. We're out of this. We're no longer being involved in this. And it leaves such a bad taste in your mouth when you think about how much of this episode is like making you like basically saying like this is the last appearance. Deal with it. You want to know what this reminds me of? Another Journeys episode. Remember Infernape? Remember the big moment that he had back in DP? Remember that giant moment that he had, the iconic battle that stood amongst the legacy battles that exist in the franchise of Pokemon as a whole? That's no longer the last thing he's done. What is it instead? Him getting his ass beat by a
What about
Moltres.
Giant Chicken?
Mm-hmm. And mind you, he only appeared for like about the same amount of time as Butch and Cassidy did. Yeah. That's how Butch and Cassidy were, in my opinion, treated in this episode. They were an idea, they thought of it, but they put it in a plot that they clearly were in the middle of working on, and they're like, shit, we need to come up with something extra to fill in the extra time. Let's bring these characters back, why don't we?
Stop hoping for these returns when they do this.
And so, yeah, that's pretty much what it is. It makes me sad to know that now the last thing I'll remember about Butch and Cassidy was that they're retired, which I guess, okay, that in itself I find nice. I think that's nice. It's the execution that plays around with that I feel personally fail or falls flat on. And to me, it just leaves a sour taste in my mouth that makes me, and I'm not even a big Butch and Cassidy fan, like how Polly is or anyone else for the Rockets are. Like, and listen, I can't speak for them because at the end of the day, their opinions are their own. If they liked it, more power to them. I'm happy for you guys. If you like it, that's great. To me, it is just a disappointing experience that I feel could have been so much more had they just removed plot A and just focused on plot B. In fact, this episode could have just been rewritten entirely because there's nothing about this episode that was enjoyable. I hate how Morpeko was used for a PNG excuse to get James out of the story with Cassidy. I hate how the Rockets' farewell was so underutilized, or not. It doesn't even have any feels to it. Why? Because it doesn't. They're just like, they cry about it and then they just run away. And then, mid credits. All right, let's go on to the next thing. There's no feel, there's no impact, there's no nostalgia, there's no callbacks, there's nothing to make those moments feel impactful when they're trying to make that be the core focus. When other episodes in the past that dealt with farewells, fake farewells, you know what they did? They actually did implement moments when the characters would be together in flashbacks to show off the bond that they had before they eventually reunite. Here, none of that was there. None of that was present. Pelipper has more screen time than Butch and Cassidy had in this episode combined. And that is a massive...
I hate that.
I hate that. It's so much.
It was so stupid.
Because, like, why was the Whaler plot needed? Why was there being a boat in there needed? Why did we have to go to the desert? Why did we have to go through these areas all throughout? Why couldn't we just have Ash and Go do what they do, have Team Rocket get blasted away, they somehow land in the cabinet, we learn about the characters there, we learn about their retirement, and then in that entire this episode could have just been in that log cabin. And it would have been incredible because it would have actually given the opportunities for the Rockets to legitimately sit down and say, are we doing right things? Or should we actually maybe call it quits ourselves while we're young? And they don't address that, at least fully in my eyes, because they rush to the next thing. And ultimately, I'm just sad by what we got from this as a result. And I don't feel like I want to try to repeat what everyone else said, but yeah, so I'll cut it. And here, I'm sorry, I can't even give this a score at all. I don't. this episode has, and it's weird because there were other episodes that I feel it just disappoints me so greatly to know that this episode had so much in store, especially as original characters. So if original characters are being treated like this, what makes you think that other characters could also, who are original creations, like Paul, like Richie? I mean, you guys have been craving for them to come back, right? What makes you think they'll get any better treatment? Who knows? Hey, maybe
Saying
you know
this
what?
for
Maybe
2
they'll you know what?
years.
You know what? Maybe Paul will come back in the Pokemon World Championships. That's cool and all, but then he'll probably get swept by Cynthia's team in like an off-screen battle that we don't put focus on because that's not the main story. I don't know what they're gonna do with these
I've been
characters.
saying this for 2
Oh,
years.
a PNG slideshow.
Indeed. Yeah, but that's just my take on it, though.
I've been saying it for years.
Yeah, so if I had to really give this a score, I really will just have to give it a legitimate 3 out of 10.
A sad boy
I
out of
liked
10.
things about this
I changed my
episode.
score.
Really?
Uh-oh.
Okay.
What would you give it then? Now?
Maybe a 5.
Oh.
Oh, you.
Because
Oh,
I'm
okay.
biased. Because
Okay.
No, if you have
J
any
and 30
clarifications
is
about why
better.
you decide to change the
Okay.
score. Hey, listen, once again, Samurai, yeah, I know you're saying you're taking W's. I'm proud of you. You're enjoying the episode. Good for you, buddy. At the end of
Yep.
the day, just understand that the reviews that we all share are simply our reviews
our
for
own
our
opinions.
perspectives. That's why
Yes.
a lot of us
And that's,
can
and that's
agree.
why we don't judge.
Mm-hmm. And
People
that's why
who
even
make their
for
opinions.
Tyrone, I mean not for Tyrone, for Tyrone who did give his review, for Polly who gave his her review, for Nessa who gave hers, for Dean who gave whatever he gave. Everybody
Yes.
had
I
something
don't
to
count.
say. Yeah, well, obviously because
Listen. I will say this until the cows come home. Listen, you have Terrell acting like a jackass, but all this is entertainment.
Yeah, we all jab at each other at the end of the day.
Yeah,
That's-
absolutely, absolutely. Like I had to make the sound.
exactly.
Oh, shit.
It's all in good
Exactly.
fun.
It's all in good fun. Listen, we don't hate each other's guts
You're
in
gonna
real
make
life.
them come back.
So with that being said, and now
yeah,
for something,
TSS, I will
and,
pass this on to you now.
and now for something completely different. So this episode, unfortunately, suffers from what I like to call the Simpsons complex. Where the episode starts and ends at roughly in the same narrative and location. So let's break it down, shall we? And by the way, this is going to be a positive one. So sorry, folks, you lost
Oh
your bet.
boy.
So let's start with the intro with the desert scene. So Musashi and Sonansu revived like the original trope of Musashi saying something that sounds like Sonansu's name, and it responds with it be saying its name in agreement, Sonansu, because Sonan in this case means disaster. And then they go into the intro and then have Meowth as the title card animation, and they say 1 week ago. So the Rockets are in a random factory putting together Magikarp, and they're putting together toys. But if you notice the size, they are the size of a Gacha machine that would be in a Gacha capsule. So that's reference number 1. Okay, so then of course they leave work, they try to catch Pikachu, then they use the Gacha, and then they get the bad pulls with the Slack Off and the Slack King, which in and of itself they slack off. And also the whole scene with the chibi faces are actually a nice touch, and they get blown away, because it has to be the inciting incident. That's how the fuck this episode starts. So while they're in in the scene where they're in the forest, they do a slight passing reference to Puppetmon or Puppetmon on the Japanese YouTube channel with a Matori puppet. And while Musashi's doing that, she has the Matori glasses on, and I enjoyed that nod. Okay, then Kojiro mentions that they couldn't get the job done with the Gacha Pokemon, and Nyat says that it was because of the Pokemon that they failed. And then Nyat translates Pelipper's dialogue by saying, Gacha is about luck, where you have good times and bad times. If your luck changes, so will your life. Everyone has an equal chance. So that is, in and of itself, it's showing a real life situation where you can go and, like I did in Japan, spend fucking $30 in a Gacha machine and still not get what I want. So that for me, it was a relatable situation. Then Kojiro has the idea that the guy who is in charge of the Gacha machines at the headquarters, so then they're going to go there. Okay, so while they're following the Pelipper, a Swablu appears, and then The rockets try to catch it, and Swablu does the dragon breath and blows the balloon away. Then they have a Moby Dick reference by getting swallowed into the Waylord. I did kind of like that little thing because you have a Waylord like fucking swallowing an entire fucking boat. That's a pretty cool nod too. Again, Moby Dick. And then they get blown out the blowhole, and then they end up in a tundra, and they pass out, and Yamato finds them, and saying that the rockets are not the only way of life, and then because of that whole thing, Kojiro stays behind. Like I said, I went into this episode not expecting much, and I was exactly right in not expecting much. But I did like the fact that you had the whole reference, you had the XY model theme and all that stuff. And then you continue on. Now, when they meet up with Kosaburo, during that whole dialogue exchange, I do like the fact that Kosaburo fucks up and calls himself Kosanji, while Musashi calls him Kosaburo, considering that they had this like back and forth for years, so it's finally fucking closure for that fucking gag, which needed to fucking die in a fire anyway. So then you have the Meowth thing. Musashi convinces Yon to stay behind. So then we have both of them in the fucking Sonansu balloon. By the way, that balloon looked amazing. And then the same Swablu comes around and then screws them over again, and then they end up in the desert. And then we pick up where we left off. That was in the introduction. But the funny thing was, they actually show off the sides of hallucination by having them pass out. And then what Musashi thinks that Kojiro and Yath come by, it's actually a fucking sand shrew fucking waking them up. And then they have the trampage scene where it's like, now they have to come back. And again, this again is the Simpsons complex where they have to fucking come back because otherwise you can't. It's self-contained, and it's all that shit. And then finally, Pelipper just says, "Fuck the Gasha, I'll take you in my mouth," and then we're happy. Then we're happy in there. And then of course, then they find Satoshi and Go again, and this time they're happy that their luck had changed. At least perceivingly changed, to get fucking blown away by them again, and then they end up back in the factory. Now, I personally did not like the fact that they treated Yamato and Kosaburo this way, but in terms of like a narrative, they actually hit a lot of tropes that actually piqued my interest, at least. And again, it's a Simpsons complex. I'm not the person to discredit like the Simpsons complex kind of thing. I know a lot of people were really disappointed about it, but I actually enjoyed the fact that they actually did all of these nods and made it so that I actually legitimately enjoyed it. The comeback shit, I know people are really cared about that, and I really feel your pain, but that wasn't the focus of the episode for me. The fact of the matter is that.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you. I know you're gonna have rebuttal about it, but hey, you have to remember that
I'm respectfully letting you finish your thought.
Yeah. Yes. But that I think yes, and I'll take some of the things out of the word from your mouth. Yes, it's bullshit that they had to come back in like this little tiny things. But I think the whole point of this episode was to prove that that the Gasha is shit, but it's actually a lesson on anybody that anything that can happen in life is luck, and life is more than just being in one place. That's the kind they try to do this as a morality kind of thing, but people kind of construed it to a comeback in full on in the word. And I disagree with that. Also, we have Studio Cockpit, which is Asada and freaking Iwane. Absolutely great animation. And again, and I'm going to mention this, what Polly said earlier, Roketa Dandanka and Yacht Ballad, as well as the XY Rocket Mono, great. And it's in better audio mix than X and Y. So thankfully we got all that stuff. And also there was actually a bit where the karaoke version of Orketta Danganka actually got in before the vocals did. So big props to Masafumi Mima. So with that being said, I'm giving this an 8.7. Next.
Whoa.
Wow.
It's bad. It's just a bad episode. It's a really bad episode. And to say that the callback was not the focus, even though literally the marketing around the episode was showing
Yeah.
in full center Butch and Cassidy.
Yeah.
Yep.
Sure. Why not?
The
'Cause that's how I
previews,
looked at
That's what I
it.
said.
the previews at the beginning showed the
I
two.
said, fuck these 6 fish in particular.
Yeah, they knew very well.
Yeah, and I'm
who
not,
their
and I'm not,
demographic
I'm not
was.
doubting, and I'm not doubting that there's nothing wrong with it. I said that it's shit. It was complete shit. But in my view from the episode, it feels like they didn't even give a shit. So I didn't give a shit either.
Yeah, but when you have a big fucking plot point such as Team Rocket is quitting Team Rocket, and then you combine that by using using other characters from Team Rocket.
Soy
that-
sauce.
that are-
Okay, so
that are-
soy sauce packages. Okay, but but the whole point of the matter is it looked like it from me, but whatever. It's okay. Thank you, Kura, for the.
when you I want to make something very clear here. When you use a major plot point such as Team Rocket quitting Team Rocket,
I'll trust you later, Terrell, but I love you anyway.
and pair that up with using older members of Team Rocket that have appeared, and these aren't just any Team Rocket members either. These are Team Rocket members who have constantly spouted that they are better than Team Rocket. So they are better than Jesse and James and Meowth. They have always gloated how they're better than the trio.
Yeah.
They have always shown that off.
Yeah,
And they appear on the series takes a tone shift. During their first debut, they are the main antagonists of the episodes where they are the ones that are taking things over.
Yeah.
They have become so much of a threat that Jesse, James, and Meowth have to throw away their pride in order to work with Ash, Misty, and Brock to defeat a potentially higher threat.
Why do they hate Sun and Moon, Terrell? Because it legitimately caused mental pain for me to watch it.
Well, yeah. And going back to my point, as time passed, it was very clear, and Polly can back me up on this, that Cassidy and Biff have not done the results that they want. Jesse and James do wind up getting the shorter end of the stick in these transactions. However, the problem is that Bob and Cassidy have slowly but surely been losing ever since they got exposed to Jesse and James. They end up losing the plot. They don't wind up successfully stealing the Pokemon. They wind up getting their plans backfired because Team Rocket is so incompetent that they mess up Butch and Cassidy's plans.
Yes.
And even that in and of itself shows that they have not come to the same type of level that they approached themselves with. That is a better plot as to why they would quit other than, I got bored of it. This is a major plot point, and they immediately throw it off as something as shitty as a one-off joke that James, Jesse, and Meowth thought of just as a passing by. And even when Jesse, James, and Meowth bring up this plot, it's very serious. Team Rocket is what they're known as. It's what they introduced themselves in the series as. So you're not going to convince me that, callback or not, Jesse, James, and Meowth contemplating quitting the very thing that's kept them together this long is going to be played off this quickly and call it good quality. For what reason? For absolutely what reason? If you wanted to bring up the message of the gotcha is their luck, then have an episode focused on that. But that clearly was not the focus of this episode. The episode's focus
we'll actually disagree with that, because if you look at the luck that they actually had with the Swablu, I actually agree with that, because I would actually agree to the fact that they had bad luck.
But
they
Team Rocket has bad luck all the time. They do that all the time. I can remember all the Hoenn and Sinnoh fucking episodes
Right,
where they
but this is the first time they fucking realized this shit.
where they would dig under the gym in order to try to steal the Pokemon while they're worn out from battle, but they didn't happen because they always wound up running into like a Voltorb underground or a fucking Dugtrio underground or
This
some
is the first time they actually referenced that they had bad luck, which
ancient fossil Pokemon underground.
Yeah.
And the best part about why Team Rocket was so funny during those moments was because it was always moments that they themselves didn't expect. When Team Rocket points this out, it breaks that immersion, and now we have to talk about it. It's serious now. Now the tonal shift has changed. These characters have to reflect on it. Wait a minute. We have been getting short-ended of the stick every time we try to catch Pokemon from Ash. Every time we try to run into the Bradness Pikachu, we get our asses whooped. We've traveled through region after region after region doing this literal cat and mouse chase. And the one time they try to conflict on it and even consult the people that are higher ranked than them who haven't cutting it, what do? Oh, they play it off as jokes. It's fucking funny. It's fucking hilarious. This is a huge insult to the what otherwise would be known as comedic running occurrence antagonist of Pokemon. Outside of Ash, these are the characters that have been in the series the longest. Consistently. And this is how they're treated? This is the worst treatment Team Rocket has ever had just in general.
Yeah, that's fine.
And
but
now
again,
I am convinced to change my score back down to 0 just simply because of that. I gave it a 2 because of the same reason KG gave it a 3. The idea of Butch and Cassidy returning and talking about them quitting is a good idea on paper. But it's very clear that this episode can't even do that shit right.
Okay. But like I said, this is why people pay the fucking subscription money to fucking listen to everybody else's opinions and differing. Different is good. Go ahead, Polly.
I will say the one good thing about this is that there has been such an influx of fan art and a few fan fictions here and there, because the well has been dry for a decade. Yeah, exactly. And like a lot of Japanese fans who I guess remember them too, have drawn such good fan art. So I've been living, with consuming all that.
Yeah, consume what you can. But at the end of the day, again, I'm the odd man out, but there's probably more people that are the odd people out, and it's just that's what it is. And we could live in harmony and not like freaking Twitter where you fucking throw like fire bombs. See, we could, like I said, and the whole thing is also to understand other people's perspectives. Like, I understand why you guys completely hate this. Believe me, I do. It's like I take my own review into my own account, but it's like we can learn better by just listening to, because like I said, I hit on completely different points than everybody here. So I think that's the most important. But again, I understand that this is the whole thing, because expectations for somebody versus somebody else, which I had zero expectations. And I'm not mad at people who liked it. Zero expectations, but like I said, my analytical mind works in a different way, so I look at things differently, and that's why I'm basing it off of that. Now, yes, the overarching thing is yes. This is a botched return episode. Absolutely right. This is a fucking botch. It literally is a botch. It's Kosanji levels of botch. But I like the overarching narrative better than the main plot. I like the references better than the fucking main plot. That tells you something. But I addressed the major plot points that I thought were very entertaining to me. And also Iwane does know how to play off of those emotions. So I give him credit for that. Also, while I'm speaking, first main series credit for Cockpit in a double role again since XY53. And the ending for this particular episode has the live action version of super effective type, but on the left side of the screen you see
Great.
kid user videos doing the dance. So there we go. Thank you.
Alrighty. At the end of the
What?
day, everybody has their own
Yeah.
inputs. Nothing
What?
gotta be said other than that. And I'm probably
What?
gonna go and wrap things up right now.
Yes.
What?
Wash your fucking hands. Good night, everybody.
Okay, not that fast.
Why in the fuck?
So no Arceus
Hold up,
episode?
let's
No.
Terrell, what?
Well, Taro, what's happening, buddy?
What? What? Uh, this is deep rooted. I don't know what it is. I'll figure it out. It's deep rooted. This is some psychological shit that doesn't make any fucking sense. It's like a contradiction to your personality as a whole. I don't know what the fuck it is. I know it's late, so I'm not gonna drag this out. But this shit is some deep rooted shit. Now I don't know what it is. It's not kosher, bro.
Well, it is kosher for
You're
everybody.
talking to me.
No, bro.
Like I said, see. Again, I'm not allowed to have my own. I'm not allowed. So basically, you're telling me I'm not allowed to analyze an episode in the way that I analyze it.
No, I'm saying you're. It's almost like you're overvaluing it to everything else, which is like a weird lopsided.
But again, remember, this is on my. Remember, this is a different scale than on the meta series.
That doesn't help at all.
It doesn't. Yeah.
Let me put it in this way. Let me put it in this way, because this is how I always feel like debates should go, at least for me.
Yes.
And this goes for anybody. You are definitely allowed to have your opinion. I have the very right to challenge said opinion with my
Yes.
own.
Yes.
That's how I've always viewed it.
Yeah. You could challenge it, but that doesn't change what I think.
Yeah. At the end
No,
of the
I'm
day,
not gonna
you'll
say it
challenge
changes
each
what
other.
you think. If anything, like that's not the goal, is to make it change what you think. However, I will challenge it on the mindset of using the facts and as well as what has been presented to me as in my arsenal in order to back up my claims from my opinion.
And I did, and I actually did the same. Because I came overseas.
Be more right than yours, but what it is going to mean.
Right. But what it is that we listen to that's the best part. I think I listen to everybody else, but the thing is, though, I understand the perspective where everybody's coming from, because that's what it is. I have to be the neutral party. I like being neutral, because then it doesn't favor one side or another. And yes, this is actually being legitimately neutral, because I went into this in an empty head. I always go into these episodes with an empty head and see what I see, and that's it. That's how I'm doing all these reviews, empty-headed.
All I'm gonna say is that the actual talk in the review itself wasn't really the issue. The score does not reflect neutrality. Your opinions are fine and valid, but the score is not neutral. A neutral would count everything. So how the hell does it end up as an 8? What was it, 8.7, if I remember correctly? That's not a neutral score.
Yeah, but what I'm doing is I'm comparing it. It's like it doesn't matter. Like, does it really? Because I'm comparing it.
No, I'm just giving my
apples.
opinion. I'm just
giving it to entertainment factor. Again, how much did I enjoy it? I enjoyed it as much as an 8.6 or 8.7 rated episode in my eyes, from my analytical way of thinking. That's what it is.
Which you wouldn't say analytical. It's more of just your enjoyment. Analytical means you're being objective. That's not the same thing. Entertainment is not the same thing as being objective. You can find something fun and it still be bad. You can give a bad show 8.7. That's not being objective. That's you saying I like this regardless of the actual general quality it is. So even though you enjoyed it,
but here's the thing. I'm also looking back at the way that Iwane and Asada have done, like how have they done with all of their stuff, because I've watched all the stuff previously, and that's why I'm looking at it from this perspective. And also because I just want to look at it from a different perspective from everybody else, but I do still respect everybody's opinion. That's the whole thing. It's not like I'm turning a blind eye, because I did fucking mention that it was shit. Like the way that they handle it was shit. But I'm comparing it. I understand. I understand what it is. But the reason why I'm doing that is because I've already rated these on an entertainment scale anyway. So I have to be consistent with my own scale. Otherwise, if I fuck this up, then that means that the fucking 95 episodes that I've just spent fucking grading all this shit, I have to fucking throw it in the garbage and do it again.
No, you don't. Why
No,
would you?
don't. There's still ratings.
Yeah, those are just your ratings.
But the thing is, though, I know, but what I'm saying
why would
is,
you have to change it just because you felt differently towards another episode?
but what I mean is that now it's thinking that maybe my sort of like rating system that I have had for the last 2 years is shit now, and I have to fucking retool it.
It's based off of your enjoyment, correct?
Let me answer Rad Ambassador's question. He says, "I honestly curious. Does your score start at 0 or start at 0?"
It does start at 0. But the thing is, though, the only thing was the lowest rating I gave to any of these episodes is 7.2. That's on the PM 2019 scale.
Right, and I think KG and I have equally given scores so low that they're not actual numbers.
They're actually not actually numbers, because that's what it is. But for me, it's like how much of the series that I am, how invested am I? Because to be honest, if I had to put this on a meta score, this will be a 3.2. Okay.
But he's rating it from a journey scale. That's the thing.
Yeah, I'm rating it on the journey scale. But if you want my real score, it's 3.2.
I mean, and that kind of brings up my curiosity of this debate, is where I feel like I've heard this more for this series the most. I've heard this for this series the most, where we have to make an exception score for them. I have never once had to make an exception score for any other series except this one. I've never been like, in XY world, this receives a 10 out of 10. But in normal Pokemon world, it's probably still going to get a 10 out of 10. But the point being, we've never had to do this before.
Because because it's supposed to be like it's not like one region.
I find it funny that this is the series that uses the other series as its reference point. So I would feel it would be the most appropriate to judge this one based on.
I don't understand why this particular series gets this weird like.
Hell, Sun and Moon, I feel feels more like deserving of a separate score.
And it does. It goes right in the trash.
I don't.
It's so good.
It doesn't make sense. It does.
I know it does. It does not. It does not make sense. And you know what? If people don't want to take my shit seriously, then fuck it.
No, we're past that part. My issue is more so like why does Journey specifically get this variation on your review scale and no other series gets
because of what? So what the fuck do you want me to do? Like what do you want?
I'm asking you a question.
Do you want me to give 2 scores a week now?
If
that shit wants to be that way, I will give it. The only reason why I'm doing it,
asking you a question.
Because I'm comparing it to itself, because it's supposed to be like because it has the name of a series that existed, and it's supposed to be like a new thing. And it's versus like fucking Sun and Moon, where it was like because canonically it follows the region of the game, and it's like it's I know
it makes of the fact that it's like a title from another series.
But I think I can weirdly wiggle this one out. I think because Journeys is the one series in the anime that isn't based on a particular video game. It's sort of like this weird amalgamation. It's a Frankenstein type of series that's based not on Ash's progression intrinsic with where you would be in the video game. It's based off of whatever's happening and that adventure of the weekend, if that were to happen. Because that's does that make it validated? To me, not necessarily, because it's using old shit as its jump off point. It very much is holding its head of pride, going, we're using shit you remember from your past to show it off because you remember it. So I'm going to judge it based on what I remember from the source material. Maybe I'm weird for that, but that's what I do. That's been my entire process going into this. If you're going to use old shit as your target, I'm going to use old shit as my reference. It's a fair fight.
Yes.
Beep, beep.
And and you know what? Like I said, I think the other reason why I think is because like a trope where I want to be different. Like, I want to be different.
Of course, buddy.
Well,
That's the
why
whole thing.
I stated specifically how I review.
But I'll say, but hey, I still fucking said bad points. So it's like,
And he
I
also gave it a
acknowledge-
genuine score of 3 at the end of it. So.
Yeah, like I said, if you want, like I said, it's like I'm because what it all boils down to is I've already been burned on this fucking anime since the middle of fucking Best Wishes. And I've been watching this fucking series now for fucking 18 years in a row. And fucking
Yeah,
every
you
fucking week.
lose your mind. It's a
I mean, I've seen this online community morph more than fucking Pangea. So I've already lost hope since like fucking End of Diamond and Pearl for the
We
most
both
part.
lost it.
I feel like I finally got to the root of the problem, and it just saddened me.
Yes.
Like I am genuinely sad, bro.
That's good. That's good. And let me be happy for 5 minutes, and let me forget that my life fucking sucks.
Jesus Christ.
And then
Yeah, it's not what I expected. Okay,
This reminds me that it does.
I
That
got
mine
it.
does.
I got it. See, I got. I knew.
Just remember, guys, at the end of the day, no matter what happens, this is journeys we're talking about. Okay?
Hey, look what this show just did to 2 people.
I completely understand.
My
he's
left eye
deflated.
is closed, bro. I want to go
Well, once they
night-night.
host Sophocles next week,
I
then
have
he'll
no
be able
faith.
to-
I'll make you.
No
Listen,
more.
it says I'm gonna make you this problem. I will not roast you about your opinions towards journeys for the rest of its airing because now I completely understand the sadness of the reality that you live, and that's perfectly fine. If this is what you need, go for it, buddy. Just go for it. Fuck.
At least now we all have context.
Yay.
Mhm.
Hey, and at least I actually explained myself in a fucking pod, and not like on some random live stream that like 2 people gonna watch.
Damn. That hurts my heart.
How many more people have to suffer, Journeys?
No, listen, man. We're waiting for you, Tyrone.
Wait, is that the Chornick? What the Chornick? Oh,
Hello. What
Ah,
is
shit,
up?
we got the whole squad back.
what are you doing here,
Hello.
Chornick?
I
We
made
gotta,
it.
we gotta leave. You know, we're on overtime here. We gotta fucking.
Yeah.
We got the
Charlie,
Charlie,
give your
hour,
2-second
man.
review. Let's go.
I don't think we've
Great
ever
review.
spoken before. Hello.
Oh, hello, whoever this is. I don't speak.
Exactly,
Hi.
don't worry. It's Polly, so
Oh, Polly.
Yeah.
Oh, hello.
All right,
Hi.
I'm going back to PLA now.
hey, don't do that. I want to
So
get back to you.
Chornick, what brings you here?
Indeed.
I don't know. I saw all of you, and I'm like, I'm the joy. So I jumped in.
Hey, welcome aboard, buddy. We're always happy to have you here, buddy.
Well,
Just
real quick,
remember-
what do you think about the episode?
I didn't watch it.
What would you rate it though?
Fair enough.
Without knowing what it even is, rate it.
He rated the call.
Random number.
That's
Random number.
6.22.
Oh shit!
Oh
That's the
wow.
highest score besides TSS.
Really?
No, actually
Yeah.
no. Oh,
Actually, my real score was 3.2. So.
yeah, I was
Oh,
about to
okay.
say, well, yes,
Wow.
but actually no.
8.7 on my Happy Juice and 3.2 on the real.
So what'd you like about it, Chornick? Huh? What's so good about it?
Well, what happened was that it
What are
had
you doing?
pretty good context.
Give me a
but-
second, guys.
We gotta
but
go.
it
We've been on
lacked-
here too long.
Yeah, let's end this.
Okay.
Great review, Tronic. Man, after that speech we just had right now, that was the shit we needed.
All right. Good.
I'm very happy, man. Thank you. Oh
Yes.
God. Okay, so quick recap, ladies and gents. I don't know what we talked about, but we did skip out on PLA, the anime. But to be fair, though, not many of us here watched it. Some of us did, some of us didn't. So to avoid those who didn't get to watch the episodes yet and who want to watch it themselves, next week we'll probably talk about it then. As long as no Sophocles decides to destroy my heart, okay? Otherwise, I'll go in a 2-hour tangent, and I don't want that. So we'll hope for the best with this upcoming episode. Tomorrow, ladies and gents, you guys already know the deal. We are going to be entering PLA once again, the next session. Tune in then. And then on that session, we'll probably explain more of the shenanigans we're going to be doing throughout the week. I know TSS has his Friday shenanigans, Tyrone has his week shenanigans, Terrell has his week shenanigans, everybody else has their shenanigans that they like to do. My left eye is closed right now. I want to go to bed, so I'm going to go to bed. All right. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. Y'all are lovelies. We appreciate you. We love you. Every single one of you, wherever you guys are at. Have yourselves a good day, or hope you had a good day. Go get some rest. We'll speak again tomorrow here, same time, same place, same channel. Not same time, actually, 2 hours before the same time that we have on Mondays. I don't know what the fuck I just said, but the point of the matter is we hope to see you guys tomorrow, both on mine and everybody else's channels. So we'll speak with all of you guys later in whatever video we make. Take care, everybody, and as always, make sure to have yourselves an awesome day. TSS was the magic word. Thank you. All right, take care, everybody. We'll speak with you all later. Bye-bye, everyone.
He's playing PLA. That's right.
Yeah, exactly.
Best wishes.
Well,
Best,
watch
best
this.
wishes, best
Wishes.
series. Let's go.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
God, we need to bring that back.